Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to RSC EU. We're here on the Thursday night for yet more playoff action. I couldn't be more excited. I'm Tom Dillon. Alongside me for the first time, actually, this evening is Infinity. Infinity, welcome along to the stream. It's your first time, and well, playoffs, not a better time to do it.
Yep, couldn't be more excited to cast. Also casting my tier, so I got first-hand experience against these guys, so it'll be fun to see how this one plays out.
It definitely will be fun to see how this one plays out, and well, we've got some statistics and stuff for you. First of all, it's the play-in brackets for this rival tier. You see we're down here, Uranium versus Sentinels in the lower tier. Of course, the winner goes on through to play the winner of match 2, goes on to play Ember, which is of course Ember versus the winner of whoever wins this match. It should be actually a pretty close contest at this stage in the playoffs, and I think that's what we're all expecting. I think that's what we're all excited for as well.
Yeah, and I think this is honestly as close of a matchup as you could hope for between these two teams. Looking at their records, very, very similar. I think with Uranium recently, I know they were kind of having a slower start to the season, getting a lot of draws, but pushing it out, grinding it out at the end of the season, getting the wins they needed to win against teams that were higher than them, and making it to play-in. So I think out of form, I think Uranium has the upper hand here, but Sentinels are no team to take lightly.
No, I think that's a fair assessment of the situation. 6th and 5th in their respective tiers, which are actually opposite tiers. It's a cross-conference game, and I say tiers, conference. I always get those two words mixed up. It's a little feature of my casting now. I ought to get it in my head for the next series. But as we go over to the player statistics, you can see two sides, perhaps one a little bit more troubled than others in terms of players and availability over the course of the season. But on the Sentinels side, you've got three players even, who have played in the 60s in terms of games. One player that's clearly a substitute. That's nice for them. Pretty equal contributions across the board. Whereas Infinity, Uranium, they're a little bit more disorganised, I'd say, in terms of they've had more players coming in over the course of the season.
Yeah, no, and I feel like I've had this issue with my team this season as well. So, roster issues, they're not fun to deal with, but it looks like this team has done well with them. Looks like maybe a rebuild around Mo, and it looks like it's clicked because they've had good results. Notably, they beat second place Norns in their conference 4-0. I think that was a huge game to push them to where they are now, and it looks like they have a few positioned players, and I'm excited to see how their rotation is today.
Yes, it will be very interesting. There's a little bit of discussion in the chat. I think one of the teams wants a couple of minutes just in order to get themselves ready ahead of this game. They've got a few technical issues, so we'll give those a moment. But in terms of predictions, I have gone for Templar 3-1. I think that they might just have enough to do this, finishing 5th in their conference. I think I think 3-1 probably a fair assessment of the situation. I don't think this will go to a game 5. I think we're, to be honest with you, too early in the playoff bracket for you to want to be taking games to game 5. So I don't think these teams are that close, particularly with the fact as well that the Sentinels have got this pretty consistent lineup. I think they'll just pull through in these playoffs. But what have you gone for?
Yeah, I've honestly gone quite the opposite from you. I got 3-2 Uranum here. I think their recent form since their roster change has changed everything. I think their chemistry is just instantly clicked, which is rare to find, and I think that they'll push through. Game 5 might be close, maybe a reverse sweep. We'll see, but I think it'll be close.
Now, a reverse sweep is a very bold prediction indeed, but I will ask the players to join up if ready. I'm not too sure whether they are ready. They needed 2 minutes for a technical issue. It has been 2 minutes, so I'd argue that's their problem, though they aren't joining up. So perhaps not. Oh, they are ready. This is a little bit confusing. What a start to this game, Infinity. But I think again we're expecting a very entertaining one as the players do now join up into the lobby, and we get ready to go into game 1 then in this play-in round 1 matchup. It's going to be Uranium in the blue, Sentinels in the red, and Spacey going to attack immediately here. Kincazy is going to clear its way out to this left-hand side and then chase down off of his own shot, really. Chance for a shot actually, and will just clear away out to Spacey, who can try and bring it away for Beefcake. Takes a shot early on, but not really any doing just yet.
And I like that movement from Spacey. I found that in the rival tier, infield passes are very, very useful. It's quite hard to defend, and looking to find teammates on the infield opens up a lot of opportunities, because then if you do it once, you have the opportunity to fake it and go yourself. It keeps defenders guessing.
Here's a pass forward onto John, who's going to try and play it into a teammate. Beefcake will clear away. Kincazy now looks to go into a central's position. Spacey will clear away. Now down to field he goes. John clears it away. Beefcake eventually has to boom it downfield for Spacey. Can't really get a touch forward and glance it towards goal. Ollie can. He takes a shot and just about bounds off the post and out to Kincazy on this left-hand side. Gets it over Beefcake. Now has Spacey to beat. Spacey in turn takes a shot, and actually this might just bounce in. It's cleared away. Spacey follows up and he gets the first goal of the game. It's a little bit of an odd goal to concede, I have to say, at this stage in proceedings, but one that I'm sure the Sentinels will be happy to have grabbed.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't think either team has been able to sustain a lot of pressure in these early stages. It's been a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of boomer ball, but scoring that goal, making the defense awkward in whatever way you do it, as he takes a shot, just saved away by Mushroom. Kincazy on the ball. And it looks like Sentinels are hoping to keep it in the blue half.
Back downfield we go. Mushroom tries to do something with this one, but he's a little bit idle in possession. Just get demoed. John able to clear it downfield though, out to this right hand side and out to Kincazy. He looks to go into the centre. He does go into the centre, and John might just take a shot here. Not quite able to turn it goal with properly, and Ollie is able to clear away without too much fuss in the end. And this time actually it's going to be Kincazy who sets up a shot quite nicely for Beefcake. Mushroom has to clear it downfield, bring it out to this right hand side where we'll go forward into the centre. John takes a shot and he might just sneak this in at the near post. Not quite. Casey has to follow up, but he can't get to the ball. I think he was just a bit hesitant there when he didn't need to be.
Yeah, it's a great chance, honestly, and going 1-0 down this early on, it would have been nice to get a goal, as Kincazy just misses off the post again. Oh my gosh, Uranum can't seem to catch a break. Hitting the post twice in a minute as he takes another shot, and that's in. John gets a goal right past halfway to equalize.
He does. That's a very, very nice goal indeed. Glances it off of the halfway line really and into the net. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go. This is a tied game at the moment between Sentinels and Uranium. This is a shot and it's going to almost be followed in by Mushroom, who cleared away. Mushroom, I should say, not Mushroom, it's with a no. Spacey clears his away out to this right hand side. Kincazy goes forward, cleared away by Spacey on this occasion. Two sides very evenly matched at the moment. Off of the backboard it goes into the centre, cleared away for John to try and chase down and try and do something with it. He's all the way turning back though. Beefcake will clear away out of centre field, out to Spacey on this left-hand side. He's going to play it forward for a teammate, potentially. John, again, has to clear it away. Can't quite do so. Beefcake goes central, cleared away by Casey and Mushroom, who are both sat there in the centre, nice and firm.
Yeah, and it looks like the tides have changed a little bit. Uranium's keeping a lot of pressure, and as I say that, Sentinels take a shot off. But before that, Uranium was in their half, you know, keeping pressure, taking shots, good rotations. Besides that double commit, you know, and I think they've figured out Sentinel's attack at the moment. To the corner, John controls under some pressure though. Beefcake takes a shot. Mushroom's awkward. And what a save from John. He's back on it. Kincaid gets it clear. Not the best one. Back to Beefcake, and he scores. 1 minute remaining, and Sentinels take the lead.
Seeing a little bit of support for John in the chat at the moment. He's not winning right now, but they've got a minute to try and recollect their thoughts and get back into this one. But as we go into the final minute, it is 2-1 to Sentinels through that previous goal. John does kick off and wins the kick-off actually off of the corner. Beefcake will clear back downfield. They need to try and keep this in opposing territory right now. Do this Uranium side as Mushroom clears it away, slightly going double for it under the backboard. Now out to this left-hand side. Casey will try and clear it away. Will clear it away, but Spacey keeps it in opposing territory. Beefcake now takes a shot, and they're running clock quite nicely into this corner. 30 seconds to go, and right now it's 2-1, and they've got possession into the centre, not quite able to get this one through.
As soon as I said the tides turned, I think Sentinels just something clicked, and they've got it again. There's a breakaway now, open net, can't quite convert, but the defense looks awkward for Uranium in the second half. You know, there's 8 seconds remaining. They haven't had many opportunities in the last minute since the goal, and they're off again, Sentinels. I think they've increased the pressure and the aggression. You know, I've seen Spacey go for some bumps, get some demos, just makes them awkward. It cuts the rotation. You don't know which side you're going to spawn back on, so you can't really prepare for that. You know, got to cut from second to third. So it's interesting how this has developed, but I think Sentinels kind of figured out what Uranium was going for in that second stages of those of this game.
Yeah, absolutely, and they do pick up the first game in this series. Obviously too early to tell which one of our predictions is more likely to be going through, but I'm feeling quite confident, you know, in this 3-1 or even perhaps a 3-0 for this Sentinels side. I think they just look so much better put together in this game. I don't know if you'd agree on that. That being said, the point scoring across the board actually are more consistent for Uranium, so potentially that consistency is going to shine through maybe.
Yeah, no, I think it's a very close game, as we both said, but I do agree with you. Uranium only could get a goal here off of a bad rotation from Sentinels, a shot from the halfway, not really something that you can rely on to get consistent goals, and I think Sentinels' goals were just outworking the defense, you know, demos, making them awkward. So it's interesting to see how Uranium can recover or if Sentinels can keep up this pressure.
Game 2 gets underway then, and Chum's going to cheat the kickoff, almost get a goal straight away. Here's a shot from Kincaid. This might go in. Ollie with a very strong save at this stage in the game to get this ball cleared away. John keeps it in opposing territory. Beefcake gets demoed. Ollie has to clear eventually. A very frenetic 15 seconds at the start of this game. This is off of the backboard, and Mushroom just about glances it wide to the far post, and that's frustrating for him. Casey now goes into the centre. John takes a shot, and again it bounds out to this right-hand side and to the corner. Mushroom now takes a shot. Can he get it in? No, Beefcake clears it away. John can't follow through. My word, they are definitely not levelled through lack of trying here. this Uranium side. Oh,
yeah,
disconnect
and
as well. That's big.
we see a disconnect, but
Could be a lobby
yeah,
restart,
I think Uranium has had a lot of pressure in this opening minute outside of this this disconnect here, but they've started off really strong. They've had a lot of pressure, a lot of shots, demo attempts. You know, it's exactly what worked for Sentinels as they get a shot off here. So it's interesting to see if they can keep it up, or if Sentinels will kind of reverse it and figure out their rotations. with this pressure. Hopefully, maybe catch someone out too far up as third man, or we'll see. But Kinkeze has the ball in the corner now. Last man goes up, and Beefcake's up 2v1. Might have a shot opportunity here. Put it out to the corner.
As the Spacey is now back into the lobby for what it's worth. As Mushroom takes a shot, it will be cleared away. I'm not too sure if he was allowed to do that, and join back in as Mushroom takes a shot and the first goal of the game. It only took them 4 shots actually on that occasion. They've been pushing for that for the last 2 minutes. No goals in a minute. Technically, maybe a lobby restart. Spacey rejoins. I didn't think you were allowed to rejoin, but no harm, no foul. Maybe I'm incorrect with my knowledge of the rules. I don't know if you know anything else, Infinity.
Nah, your guess is as good as mine with that one, but either way, it's 1-0. Lobby's still going, so I think we're just going to play it as it is, play the whistle, as in football. But definitely an interesting goal. I don't know if there was a lack of rotation or if it was just an unpredictable second man jumping. Only one man in defense, can't do too much, but we'll see if Sentinels can regain their control over this series. As Beefcake takes it to the corner. 2 men committed for Uranum here. It's a good flick over to go and get a pretty good pinch up forward. But it looks like we're going back to the boom ball a little bit. Ollie's got a chance going to the backboard. Awkward double commit from Uranum. And yeah, what do you make of this first half so far?
Well, it's a different Uranum side to what we've seen in the past. It really is. Well, I say in the past, in the previous game, they've definitely been pushing for this that little bit harder and just playing slightly more aggressively. They're obviously pegged back slightly now as Spacey tries to take a shot. Ollie will follow it up. This is off of the wall. It's a good touch actually from Mushroom to take it out of double touch territory. Beefcake now goes central. John clears away. But it's been a very different start for them as Katie takes a shot now. Spacey will clear again eventually. They've been very good actually in attack and very good in defence as well. They've just been peppering the backboard. They've only allowed 1 shot as well. That's an important thing, but they've been almost using offence as their best form of defence here, and it's working a treat for them.
Yeah, and I think that's in their best interest, at least how they have looked even in this game alone. Like, their defense looks pretty shaky. Quite a few double commits, some awkward cuts in rotation. So I think, at least right now, it is in their best interest to keep pushing forward and use offense as their first line of defense, and John controls it in the corner, beats 1 and beats 2. Now it's a 1v1. What can Mushroom do with it? He's got a shot, a triple commit. Everyone from Uranum is in their half. Got a good rotation back now. It could be a chance. Now it's awkward for Ollie as he's last man. Let's see if Uranum can hold out with this 1-goal lead. Are they going to push for 1 more? They're going to try to hold out. See what happens as Spacey takes the ball. Infield pass. Just going nowhere with it, really.
Are we going to go to overtime? Is the question as John looks to take a shot. Mushroom potentially. Beefcake will clear away down to the left-hand side. Ollie now follows through. John is there. Spacey's up for this one. It's going to be a 50. It's going to be a good challenge. 10 seconds to go onto the clock. This is a bump on Mushroom. Might allow Beefcake a chance, but he's cleared it away at the moment. Whether it's enough, a good demo on Beefcake might just end this attack. John needs to spike this ball. I'm not too sure he's going to be able to, but he will in the end, and Uranum are going to get the win. It's 1-1 in this series, and to be fair, Infinity, we couldn't have asked for a closer series so far.
Yeah, I mean, just like the first game, and as far as points go, everyone's pretty close, and there's no real shining star. I wonder if someone will kind of take control of this game, kind of shine under the spotlight, but right now, it's tough to call, really. Both games were quite different, at least as far as Uranum went. I think Sentinels were definitely less aggressive this game compared to the first one, and the opposite can be said for Uranum. They put on a lot of pressure right from the start. They had quite a few shots straight away, 4 within like the first minute or so, and And yeah, it's interesting to see if Uranum can keep this pressure going. You know, I think Sentinels had a good hold from the first game, but you know the tides have turned a little bit. Let's see if Sentinels can get back in the series and take it to match point.
It's a tough task for whoever is playing, of course, in the next series to go and beat Ember, but that's slightly far away at the moment. Either of these sides now having a chance to put themselves on to match points in this lower round one matchup, but this is going to be a good cheat from kickoff. Casey takes a shot and it's going to go over the top of the man on the line, and he's going to score practically straight from kickoff. It was a wonderful cheat. It looped over the defender, then he looped it over Ollie, and it's an early lead for this Uranium side. You're making me eat my words slightly.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better start if you're Uranium. If you're Sentinels, however, you're looking the other way, trying to figure out how to get a better kickoff next time, how to defend those shots, you know. And now we're looking at how to recover. 1-goal lead down again. They couldn't overcome it last game. Let's see if they have the tenacity to get back at this one, as there's a lot of time in the corner for Ollie. Not a lot of boosts. Goes for 50 with King KZ. It's been a little bit of back and forth straight away, but more pressure for Uranium, I'd say. John goes to keep it in the corner. Their attacks seem to be more coordinated than before, and definitely more than Sentinels as well. And I say that, and oh my gosh, triple commit, and Spacey gets a good 50 to take advantage of it.
You know, we might not be acting like there's as much pressure as there is perhaps in one of the later rounds of this playoff season, but it's still a triple commit at this stage when you are playing for your season, essentially. Bitterly frustrating for this Uranium side as Ollie looks to chase down. Be cleared away by Casey out of the corner, but Spacey keeps it alive. Not really able to find much on the infield pass though, and will go back out to his own half and his own territory as well for Ollie to try and clear away. Back to level terms. Sentinel's side maybe just able to find a way through and give themselves a little bit of room in this series as John tries to chase down the right hand side. Beefcake can't quite redirect this one towards net. Mushroom will take his way out to the left hand side and out into the centre. Spacey gets a good touch forward. It will allow King Casey to take a shot potentially. Not quite able to do much with it though as John now goes central. John goes central for Mushroom. He takes a shot and it's now going to rebound up out to Casey. Eventually he's going to play it wide.
That was hard to keep track of what happened with how many times it was bouncing right there. But I think what I said last game reigns true. You know, Uranium's defense has looked quite shaky, and that goal was kind of an embodiment of it. And I think they just need to keep this pressure going so they don't have to worry too much about defending themselves. You know, they've had quite a few opportunities going forward. They just need to make sure they capitalize and they don't overcommit and leave no one back. As Mushroom gets it over the second man. No one there to follow. Ollie gets it through. Spacey gets a good cut. Beefcake third man goes. It's open for a second here in case I can get a good shot. Gets a good flick over. And it looks like Beefcake has a breakaway. Oh, and he misses! Oh, that's so unfortunate. I don't think he was expecting it to be wide open.
No, I don't think he was. And he's just able to fluff his lines ever so slightly. Beefcake now goes back downfield. He needs a breakaway as well. He's got John to beat if he can get it over the top of it, which he can. It's a coolly done finish. And it's going to give Sentinels the lead in this game 3. Watch this. This is so coolly done to get it over the top of John, who totally misanticipated it. And I mean, I don't really think I can say much. That is cool as ice.
Yeah, I think, you know, you couldn't ask for anything more if you're Beefcake after missing that open net. I think less than 15 seconds after that goes and scores that. But you got to feel for John. He's last man, no boost. Not much he can do. He's got to pre-jump, but still, well done from Beefcake. Now let's see if Uranium can regain this pressure that they had for most of the game. They got 2 minutes to get an equalizer. As Ollie takes it up. Okay, they give it the block to the corner. Demo in the midfield. Keza keeps it here. Puts some pressure, makes the defense use some boost. Rotation from Uranium was looking decent. Now it looks like it might be a 1v1. As he finds a pass, and King Casey, top corner finish. That is brilliant from John. He takes control to the corner and finds him infield. Like I was saying before the game, I think infield passes are the way to go, and John proves my point there.
He does, and he proves your point. It's probably the perfect time, minute and 24 then, for someone to find a winner. Mushroom goes up for a winner immediately. Off of the backboard he goes, can't find the double touch, and Spacey will clear it away. Now he goes down to this left-hand side. Can he go central? Not really. Casey tries to bring it away, will bring it away, but Ollie gets a good touch to take it forward. John clears it away. It's Spacey trying to keep it alive, not really able to turn it on net. Out to Beefcake, he takes a shot, a minute to go. This is where it gets very interesting indeed. Which side are going to find a way through at the moment? 48 seconds to go. Spacey will try and get a clear away out into the centre. Mushroom takes a touch. Ollie now sets it up nicely for himself off to Beefcake. He keeps it in the air, but John clears away. Now back downfield. Spacey gets a good 50 into the centre. No teammates there, and with 30 seconds to go, it's still all square.
Yep, and this is such a crucial game because you go on double match point, you know, and you have all the control over the series. All the pressure shifts over to the opposition, and you don't want to be on the receiving end of that. You know, you want to take control of the series. You want to have the lead, have that buffer game. Even if you don't want to take it, you still have it there, extra life, if you will. As find an infield pass, almost taken advantage of with 6 seconds to go. And now there's one last chance on the other side. If Mushroom can get over it, he cannot, and we go to overtime.
First overtime of this round one fixture then. It's going to be won the kickoff by Spacey. He now looks to get around to this one, gets a good bump on Mushroom, now into the centre. King Casey has to bring it downfield. Spacey now goes up for this one. I have to say, I do love how nonchalant these guys make looking at getting these balls in the air, because he's very nonchalant. It's not an easy thing to do. As here goes Ollie, can't quite get to this one. Spacey now going forward. John will play this nicely down into Beefcake, potentially ideal for him to be able to clear that away. Now he goes forward down this left hand side. He can start to have a little bit of a surge. He breaks away with pace, and there is a man back. Casey now looks to keep it into a central position, put it into a central position I should say, which he does, and Spacey clears away.
And it's good pressure again. I think Jom has been the main man, the target man for Uranium. He's been having good control of the ball. As seen, that's a great clear by so much time. As Spacey with, I mean, it's a good touch, I guess. It didn't go in, but not conventional in any way. Beefcake takes it to the corner, intercepted by Mushroom. But yeah, as I was saying, Jom has been the target man as he finds another pass infield. Almost goes in, but saved away from Beefcake. And Uranium are finding a lot of space off this backboard or sidewall on the half of Sentinels.
It's off the corner it goes. This is a real opportunity, but Mushroom going to be able to clear it away. Panic stations for a moment there for Uranium. The Sentinels aren't able to score. Uranium do survive. This time it goes out to the left hand side. There was a bit of a suggestion earlier on in the Twitch chat that John was slightly inflated with his, not inflated I should say, the opposite, was actually in the wrong tier for his CMV. Well, that is something that can happen at this stage of the season. That is an awkward touch. That's a horrible touch actually, and that is a touch into the net. And oh dear, it's not ideal from Spacey. And now Uranium are on match point.
That is not the way you want to lose in overtime. Oh man, now this brings a lot more dynamics to this next game. You know, can Sentinels regain their mental? That's a really tough way to lose a game, especially one that you had a lot of control over. So it's gonna be crucial that they can regain. You know, just comms. It's okay. You know, things like this happen, but as long as they can keep this mental, I think that they can take it to a game 5.
And on the bright side, it's quite difficult to score from that angle and that position on the pitch. So I suppose he could take that one as a positive. And just to finish my point about John, it can happen at this stage of the season, where you have players who perhaps have, they've played for 9-10 weeks more Rocket League. You can gain MMR in that time, so potentially he's just improved at that point. But anyway, it's 2-1 to Uranium. They're on match point. Your prediction is looking very good. My prediction, well, is now out of it, unfortunately. But, we had a good ride, and now Sentinels are going to have to go through a Game 5 if they want to get this victory.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think like you were pointing out, I think Drum is the target man for Uranium. He's definitely been the most controlled and composed with the ball. He's created a lot of chances for himself and for his teammates. And so it's interesting if Sentinels can shut him down and make him irrelevant. But as of now, he's looking to be the MVP for me, at least, as I'm watching in space. He can't quite reach that shot. Oh my gosh, that's another quick start for Uranium. That's 2 in a row. And I think that's just...
They've shocked me. They have.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a little bit of a whiff or just a bad rotation, but I'm a little bit concerned for the mental because all of them look to stop moving, and I know that's a little bit of a sign. Can be, you know? And now kick off with only 15 seconds in the game, and they're ahead.
I like how you say everyone stopping moving is a bad sign, because you see it in literally any lobby, no matter what rank you're talking about. This shot from Ollie is on net and cleared away by Mushroom. And it is a sense of just losing your head in a game that is so important with the mentals. Mentals, I'd argue, being actually just as important as any other side of playing competitive Rocket League. It might be debated that, but it's interesting to see that they are slightly losing their head. Here's Mushroom looking to take a second shot. He can't quite follow through. Spacey will clear away. Trying to go central again. Ollie clears out to the right-hand side. Demo on Beefcake will allow John a clear space. He can't quite turn it on net. Casey can't turn it on net either, and Ollie will clear away eventually. But I think they're slightly lucky. That shot should have been better.
Yeah, I was just about to praise John for his pass middle, and then he goes and bombs it backboard. But, you know, it happens to the best of us as Spacey gets a shot on net. I think Uranium have had most of the pressure this game. It's been in the orange half for most of the game, and yeah, most of the clears have just been straight to a Uranium player. There's not been much from Sentinels, as there's another infield pass that almost hits the mark. But it looks to be like Uranium, when they hit the ball, they're finding a teammate, they're finding an outlet. As Keza hits that to the outside where Mushroom's waiting, grabs the boost, and he's full again. And now we see the awkward defense yet again, but they get away with it as Ollie gets a demo on the return. This could make it awkward yet again. Could be a chance for Beefcake, but it's just too awkward, can't get there. Now we see a little bit of retreat, a regain, finding a formation again, but just can't quite get through.
This is into the centre for Job. He can't quite connect with it, and Ollie will clear away. It's still Uranium who have the lead that will take them through into the next round of this tournament, and not quite.
Oh.
Well, it will stop the season of Sentinels, even more so if they're not able to turn those balls into goals. Into the centre it goes. Spacey clears away. Casey will get a good touch that puts it back into contention. Here goes Mushroom. He takes a shot over Beefcake, and it's a huge save from Ollie. Given the circumstances of their season being on the line, that is a save and a half as Casey up the other end. Beefcake tries to clear it across, not clear it, tries to play it across goal to a teammate, not quite able to do so. John cushions it down, looks to find a teammate to clear it away, not quite able to do so. And Ollie gets a free shot, but not quite able to turn it on net once again. It's a finely poised contest, 1-0 with 1:50 to go.
Yeah, and I think drawing it back to that Ollie save, I think that was the best he could have done. He hit it to the side where he had a teammate to follow it up, and if he hit it to the other side, which would have been much easier, you know, it would have been right into the hands of Uranium again. It would have had an open net, but Ollie's done brilliantly on the back line in this game. Let's see if he can transition into the other half as well and make a difference on the scoreline. as John gets bumped out. It looks to be an open net for a little bit as Mushroom tries to return. Can Beefcake get a shot off? He goes for the 50, can't quite get it on target. And Spacey tries to keep control. It's a good touch. And John with the whiff. Could be dangerous for Ollie. Can he score? Yes, he does. And that's a way to capitalize on a mistake. You know, gets you right back into the game. Just over a minute left. And I think that's just what they needed.
Well, the defence was eventually going to leak something, and that is what has happened. It just came maybe a minute too early for this side to hold on, and I think that will be frustrating for them. A minute away from the next round, and now they've got to basically start again. Here goes Casey out to the left-hand side. Beefcake will try and take him forward. Casey challenges. John now looks to cushion it down into the centre. Spacey gets a good touch to clear it away. Ollie now has to get back into net to make sure that's covered. John now clearing it downfield. Spacey looks to make something out of this on the right hand side. 35 seconds to play in this game. Mushroom looks to take a shot. Ollie goes back downfield. 30 seconds to go as Spacey now looks to create an opportunity for Beefcake, who can't quite get round to this one. Casey has a little bit of a breakaway. He's got Mushroom for support as well. Over Ollie, not quite. Ollie with a pretty huge 50 in the context of this game, where we've got 14 seconds for one of them to try and find the net before we take to overtime. 10 seconds onto the clock. Can they find a way to end this right here? Uranium, here's the shot. It's left for Joms into the centre. Not quite able to do much with it, and it's going to bounce unless this finds the net. Ollie takes a shot, and on the buzzer, not quite. It's nice for Spacey, who takes a shot into the centre. Beefcake takes a shot again, and it's cleared away. My word.
Wow. What an exhilarating way to end that half. Oh, I mean, there's just so much that happened. So many saves on both ends. Both sides close to ending that game out, but ultimately neither were able to do so. And now we see Sentinels with some pressure off the back of that shot at the end. It just can't quite capitalize right there. But Spacey with the good 50 in the midfield. He makes an awkward bounce for the defense and just can't quite convert. But they've still got the ball on their half. Just no one there to follow. Can he cut the pass? Makes it awkward. Last back gets a great touch from Mushroom. I think Ollie's been the star for me from Sentinels. He's done work on defense and offense, and I think has been their most consistent player.
He's saving his team at the moment, isn't he? With 49 seconds into overtime, this is a wonderful touch from Mushroom. He gets it over the top of one of the defenders into the centre. It goes for Casey. Casey can't really get round to it. Awkward position to play that particular ball. Now Mushroom takes a shot off the backboard. It goes. Chance to go through. Not going to on this occasion. John keeps it alive though. He's over the top of one. Now he takes a shot. Maybe awkward, and Beefcake actually able to clear. He misses this ball. Ollie can't really clear it away either. Spacey with the save credit in the end. Now Mushroom goes forward. He's demoed. It's off of the backboard nicely. John takes a shot and he's cleared. King Casey follows it up off of the wall. He goes cleared away by Spacey down to the left hand side.
And that's another save from Ollie, you know, right where they need him. And I think Uranium has been boost starving Sentinels a bit. They've looked slower than usual. I think they're stealing the boost, controlling the midfield, and putting on a lot of pressure. And now we see the tides turn a little bit as Sentinels have some pressure. Hopefully can control some boost for them, as Casey's a little bit awkward in the corner. Leaves it open for a pass midfield. Can't quite make anything of it. Now let's see if they can keep the pressure. As might be an open net if Ollie can convert. It's not quite in, but Spacey takes us to Game 5 after 2 minutes in overtime.
Lengthy overtime, our second lengthy overtime of the series, and it looks like we are indeed going to Game 5. Spacey, potentially against the run of play, gets the winner for Sentinels. And that is a huge, huge moment. They've managed to just about dig deep and get those mentals in the right place. And right now, they are alive in this championship. And that is the most important thing. Ember does loom. That's actually the next series on stream. They've got about, 20 minutes to prepare for that one. So they want to get this game over quickly, is my point. Because we saw in the Prospect Grand Finals on Sunday that actually it can be the undoing of a team if they're coming through from the lower bracket and they're playing a lot of Rocket League in succession.
Yeah, it can definitely be quite tiring. So they'll want to get this one over as soon as possible. You know, Game 5, it's not ideal for either team, but now it's just who can persevere and work through this long and arduous bracket for them. And I think the reason I backed Uranum here is because looking at their record throughout the season, they had 10 draws. And I know in RSC when you can do this, like if you're down 2-0, it takes a lot to come back and get those 2 games, knowing that you cannot win the series. The best you can do is draw. And so I think that mentality, that tenacity, will show through in this Game 5.
Let's wait and see. Champions Field is the setting, and Game 5 is where we are at. Mushroom is going to take this into the corner, try and get an early goal, and Game 5's early goal is so important, but it's a favourable touch downfield for this Sentinels side. Falls nicely for Ollie, he gets a shot and he eventually rebounds out to Beefcake on this right hand side to try and recollect. He can't do anything with it. John goes looking for a pass forward. Spacey able to clear it away. He goes with that game winner in mind in that previous game in the overtime. Goes central, not able to find anything though. Ollie off of the wall, now into the centre for Beefcake. He's just not quite able to find the net. Spacey still going off of the backboard into the centre. Beefcake not able to get to this one. It's actually an overcommit. Here's a huge chance for Casey. He's going to try and get a shot, and he does. But Spacey takes a huge save.
I think he's just saved the mental of the Sentinels here. You know, they've definitely turned the tides as far as starting slow. You know, the previous 2 games, Uranum took a very, very early lead, and they've managed to keep that from happening again, and putting a lot of pressure on themselves. But they just have to watch out for that overcommit, as we've seen it almost plague them right here. But now it's Uranum on the upper hand on the attack. No one quite there for the pass. Beefcake will look to take it out and gets a good clear from Ollie. I think Ollie and Jom are the danger men for both sides respectively. You know, I think they have the most potential to provide their team with what they need. And as I say that, Ollie gets a poor touch in the midfield, but saved away from Spacey. What a close tie we have here.
Downfield we go. Casey goes off with the left hand side. Spacey will clear it away. Casey going forward. Mushroom takes it off, moving to the centre he goes. Ollie clears away once more, and I think you're right. Him and John are the most important players here in this game. Ollie clearing it away once more. He's been so important for this team so far in this series, and this is when you need the most. I mean, I can run through the playoff cliche book of this is squeaky bum time or whatever, but it all rings true. As here goes Mushroom, looking to go central, can't find a touch for himself. Ollie will clear it away. Ollie gets a very favourable touch actually. He can now go downfield, but he's got no boost to work with. It's demoed. It's Beefcake. Can he find Spacey in the centre? No, it's still 0-0 in this Game 5. Mushroom clears away out to the right hand side. Ollie gets a touch, cushions it for himself, takes a shot now. Mushroom will clear it away, and he does just about get this one cleared away.
Yeah, and it looks like the nerves are kind of taking a hold of this game as Beefcake gets an open net and a double commit team bump in their own corner. As I was saying, no one really wants to make that big mistake in a Game 5, and it happens right now with 2 minutes to go. Oh, what an important goal for Sentinels. Now they have all the momentum, and Uranum really needs to find their footing in this game before it's too late. It's a good kickoff for Sentinels as they can they find another? Oh, almost. It's a good save from King Casey. Mo's got time, finds a middle. No teammate can connect, John to the corner. And we see more and more pressure from Sentinels. I think one thing that we're going to have to really pay attention to is this Uranum rotation. You know, Sentinels are trying to put it off with that first man trailing and looking for demos in net. It's going to be important for them to keep their ground, keep their footing under this pressure, but they need to find a goal.
Kickoff could have easily turned very nasty indeed as we look to play this last minute and 25 seconds. Spacey will try and clear it away. Awkward touch off of Ollie, keeps it in their own territory. This is not what they need. They need to be running clock, and they need to be running clock up the other end. If anything, if they're not scoring, they at least need to keep that clock ticking, and at the moment it's just adding pressure to the situation. Off of the ceiling it goes, looking central. Mushroom will clear away. Casey now looking to get to this one. Will get to this one. Can't quite sneak it in though. Maybe Beefcake can. No, they survive.
What a good save. It was such an awkward ball coming right on the crossbar. And can he find the finish? King Casey, what a save! I think he should save Uranum's season, as there's a what a save dropped in chat. Now Uranum really needs to put this momentum and find a goal. There's only just over 30 seconds left. But it's been all Sentinels these past 2 minutes. I think Uranum's hit the crossbar 2 or 3 times, and their accuracy's been plaguing them this game. It's really, really going to sting if it stays 1-0.
It is, as here goes Ollie. Mushroom will get this cleared away. The shot is on net now. Mushroom looks to take a shot. He's going to go off of the backboard. Beefcake has to get to it and he can't. And John is going to save the Uranum season for at least the time being. It was
oh my gosh.
An awkward shot for him. But we might be going to overtime.
I don't know how intentional that was, but I think that was one of the best assists I've seen in Rival. Mushroom not only passed the ball, but as he fell down, he bumped the last defender, which gave Drum the shot. But now we see late pressure from Sentinels. Can they finish it out, or do we see overtime yet again? We see overtime for the 3rd time this series, and the last one. Game 5, Champions Field. Who can close it out? It's a good kickoff for Uranum. Drop him off the ceiling. Can't quite do anything with it.
This is the shot. It comes in. Ollie's going to get the clear away. Game 5 overtime. You can't really ask for much more than that in terms of entertainment. Here it goes. Falls for a job. Can't save his team a second time in as many minutes. Cleared away. Beefcake will try and get round to it. Mushroom clears it away though, eventually, and starts to create a little bit of attacking pressure. Spacey clears to the right hand side. John now takes a shot. Beefcake's in net. Beefcake's in net, and he doesn't need to get there. He's not on net, and that's the most important thing at the moment. Off of the rear wall it goes. Ollie looks to take a shot. There is a demo on King Casey, but it's not enough for them to try and turn it goalwards and to, of course, get the goal that would see this game end right here. Beefcake now looks to take a shot, follows it through, not able to do much with it. Game 5 overtime, a minute gone. This is just building the pressure.
The nerves are definitely going to come out here. We're going to find out who's got the ice. You know, it's a big game. Whoever loses, it's the end of their season. You know, it's a big one. And it doesn't seem to have affected many of the players now. Not too many whiffs coming along, but definitely nervy. No one wants to make that final mistake, you know. There's a lot of pressure going both ways. It's very two-sided affair. I don't think either side really has the advantage right now. It's been very close. This game in particular, this overtime as well. Not too many clear-cut chances. Just been a lot of midfield pressure. But I think these demos from Sentinel will either be the best or the worst thing is King Casey almost finds an opening. But if they miss a demo, they're overextending. So if Uranum can take advantage of this, dodge a demo, and immediately counterattack, I think they can find some space with that. As Spacey finds another bump, but can't quite do much with it.
Central we go. Beefcake will clear it downfield. Chase on. Drum has to get back to it, and he does. It's saved credit from him. Now a shot comes in from Ollie. King Casey clears it away. They're back, and they're back in numbers. As here goes Spacey looking to drive forwards. Beefcake keeps the attack alive. Gets round to boost as well. Ollie to the right hand side, flashes it across, and Mushroom is the man receiving it. He's going to go all alone. Can he find Nair Dribble to finish off this game? No, he can't. Ollie will clear away gratefully. In the end, back downfield. King Casey tries to take a bit of a stab at it. Spacey clears it away. Now John, in numbers, they attack. King Casey takes a shot, and he's going to miss it. Out to the far post. Mushroom tries to follow it up. It falls for Casey potentially. That was the opportunity. In fact, I think that's right. That was the opportunity.
Definitely the most clear-cut we've seen so far. Spacey tries to capitalize on a little bit of extra space, but can't quite do so. Looks like they're trying to pepper the backboard a little bit. It has been quite open on the side of Uranum. So let's see if Sentinels can take advantage of it, as there's a little bit of awkwardness as third man, but no harm, no foul. Jom intercepts in the midfield. No one quite back in the mid, as Kinkeze almost gets a shot on target, but blocked away, and Spacey has time. Can't quite connect. Ollie gets 50'd by Mushroom. And a big clear down the other side. Awkward bounce, can Spacey connect?
It's awkward at the moment as Ollie now looks to go to the right hand side. Here he goes, going all alone. 9 boost, no boost now. He's going to get demoed as well. Now Mushroom can take this out of his own net. Take it forward. Spacey, only man who can really get to it. He chases down now, not able to create any pressure. 4 minutes 10 seconds into his overtime, and it's starting to get a little bit nervy and perhaps a little bit frustrating. Into the centre, neither side able to find a way through. Beefcake will try, he takes a shot. Mushroom clears. Ollie though takes a shot. Casey clears it back downfield. Jom now really best opportunity of this overtime so far. Can't get the bump. And it's so close. Now Mushroom off of the backboard tries to take a shot. Casey keeps it alive. Can Mushroom get there? Yes, he can. He leaves it for a teammate. The shot comes in. It's all so close. And Beefcake clears it away. As we get into the 5-minute mark of this overtime, can Mushroom follow up? Chop comes in from Casey. He misses. John tries to follow up. My word. No one wants to win this game.
Beefcake is the man of the minute right now. He's come through twice in just as many minutes as Kinkeze finishing right on the 5-minute mark. Just 2 games played, and Kinkeze finishes it to win the series and move on to the next round of play-ins.
Well, there you go.
What a match that was.
5 minutes exactly. 5 minutes exactly on the overtime. And, well, that's exactly, I would argue, how you want your season to end. You fought hard for it, not quite able to get there, and in the end, you just fall short in overtime. 5 minutes in overtime, though. We played 2 games in 1 game. I mean, a mistake's going to happen there, and it was a flip of the coin sort of thing. Now, Uranium go on to play Ember, and, well, Infinity are 1-for-1 on the caster prediction. Let's be happy with that.
Yeah, I'll take that. But I think this Ember one is going to be an interesting tie for Uranium. Not to go into too much detail, but yeah, I think Ember have a good team on their hands to deal with. They've gathered some momentum, so it'll be interesting to see how Uranium can continue with this form.
Well, high pressure situation, and well, I'm going to ask you quickly for your closing thoughts. Infinity, maybe including a prediction for that next game against Ember. Then we'll round out this portion of the stream.
Yeah, I think as long as they can play how they did in Game 4 or Game 3, I believe, if Uranium can continue that momentum and control the ball, look for each other, and really sort out their rotations in defense, I think they have a good chance at beating Ember. But because they only have like 10 minutes in between, I'm going to say Ember takes it 3-1. See if I can go 2 for 2.
I'd probably agree with that one. It would have to be a huge rest for whoever does get through into this game. They get a nice rest till Saturday, so don't quite worry about that. But Merits and Ground Zero are jumping in here after ourselves, and they'll be taking that next series, which is indeed Ember versus Uranium. The date is now set. Join us in 7 minutes' time. We'll see you then.
This love is ill. I wish that it was different. Don't know what it is that made us so indifferent. We're drifting in the dark. Can we do better? Wish I could rewind back to the start. Can we do better than this? Better. They go by the shoot jobs. My heart breaks when you call my phone. Why can't you just leave me alone? Just leave me alone. Hey, hey. I'm the storm that beats the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Who you think you are? Who you think you are?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are with the second series of the day. We have Ember versus Uranium. Uranium getting that 3-2 victory onto Sentinels and making it through to the second tier. You have two casters potentially you didn't expect for this series. You have now myself, Kingsman, and next to me you have the wonderful Jasper. I've pointed to the wrong side, I realised that. But Jasper, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How about you, Kingsman?
I'm doing brilliantly, and well, I'm in for a brilliant night of what is going to be our second series out of the three, and well, you're as excited as oh my god, my English. You're as excited for it as I am.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I would just like to apologise for the delay, everyone. We had some technical issues on the backside, but quickly, as we are already running late, Kingsman, give me a prediction for this series.
Well, I went with a 3-1 to Ember. Obviously, Ember a very strong side-ending league play. They finished, I think, head-to-head, they missed out on playoffs by, so I think they're a very strong side. No matter what Uranium's new roster can bring and the form they've been on, I think it'd be a 3-1. What about you, Jasper? What do you think for this series?
Well, I'm the complete polar opposite to you. I think that Uranium are going to take Ember 3-1, especially since coming off of that amazing Game 5 overtime. I think they're going to be filled with confidence to win this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, momentum is a massive thing in Rocket League, and well, we're going to get them underway now, get everything sorted very quickly, all the players onto the field, lovely. And well, game number one, always exciting. I wonder what it will bring for us now. Ember versus Uranium, only one of them can make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, only one, and that's going to be very important coming into this game. They are both on their one life here. Uranium have been here longer than expected, I think, on the side of Ember. They probably wanted the opposite to win, but here we are anyway. We are looking at some intense action already from the side of Ember to Uranium. Pressure mounting quite quickly to them, but it's quickly been led to a boom. Not much comes of it, though, as the ball is cleared away into the corner, but it goes straight back to the middle. This game is already back and forth, and I could see it dragging on quite I can't actually speak either, but dragging on for a long time. Mushroom going up in the air, and King Casey trying to keep the pressure on. And Kingsman, coming into this series, who do you think is going to take game one?
Well, you know, I've always been a big factor of momentum, which is why I think I gave Uranium a game here. I think based off of that Game 5 overtime, they're going to be fueled. I reckon, especially the pressure they put on Game 1, I think Uranium might just have the edge. But looking at how back and forth this game is already, I could see this being a Game 5. Both teams very tentative in defense, but also very pushing forward in the attack, like we see now. Uranium look for a ball into the midfield, not going to be though. Ball onto the backboard, and Saltzgeger is going to be there for a clear. And now Uranium keep piling the pressure on, but there's no follow-up. Actually, King Casey is there, ball across the box, and well, not to be. I said, you asked me about, Jasper, who the first game was going to be, and this series looks like, well, where's the first goal going to be?
Oh, honestly, the first goal is more important than the game, I'd imagine, as coming into this pressure is already massive. The ball ping-ponging back and forth, and Saltzgeger going for the goal, and it's led with a save from King Casey. Probably just couldn't get that in time. That could have given them a pressure, but Popley's there now, and what a save from John! We are coming out straight with action. This was what we saw in Game 5 of Uranium's last game. The saves were incredible, and their defense is amazing. The pressure is not getting to them at this point as they were thrown into the deep end there. Night Sly tried to go for the ball there, but it didn't lead to much. And we are in the 2.5 minutes left, and there's still been no goal halfway into this game. And Kingsman, honestly, at this point in time, I think I'm in agreement with you. I think we're going to a game 5. Because looking at how strong both of these teams are playing, I think both of our predictions might end up wrong. But as soon as I say that, the caster curse comes out, and it's a goal from King Casey.
Yeah, brilliantly worked. It was coming for a while. Uranium had been on the attack, and King Casey, bit of a slip up on the backboard, but King Casey is there to capitalise. And after almost 3 minutes, we have our first goal as Uranium. They will open the scoring here. I thought it could have been either team to open the scoring here, but it could have been 2, and John Moore, he might be disappointed there. He puts it over, and Ember on the counter-attack. Now, Night Slay looks for the ball over, but King Casey, brilliant save in the defense. It keeps them at a tie, and Saltskinger, bit of a miscommunication with his teammate there. That could lead to a second goal for Uranium, and Mushroom is going to capitalize, and Jasper, Uranium double the lead.
Uranium here, they are coming out on the offensive, and they are doing so well to capitalize on mistakes. Ember tried their best here to get that ball out, but it just didn't lead to enough, and this ball is already put. Oh, as soon as I say that, Saltskinger with a demo, but Jom is there quite quickly. There's no more added pressure as they give the ball straight away. Properly there, trying to get anything. There's still more than enough time, and we've seen it time and time again in the RSC, where the flip side has happened and an equalizer has been met quite quickly as a shot comes out from Night Slay, and it just gets saved by King Casey. 1.5 minutes left on the clock here, and we are coming down to the wire for Ember, as it just hasn't gone their way this game. They were probably expecting a game win, and it's just not gone their way. So maybe they might take a timeout. Maybe they need to rethink their tactics. That's a double in the middle, but Mushroom is there to read it. And Kingsman, how do you think Ember are actually feeling mentally with this game? Because it might be a bit draining for them to lose that first game against someone who's made it through the first round.
Yeah, of course, but no matter what, they need to keep their head up. They've played well in this game. And I'll be honest, Uranium have been kept in this by some incredible saves from Jom and King Casey. I think without those saves, Ember could have put 3 or 4 on the board. So I think what they're doing is correct, but the execution could be a bit better. Like that fake, he did not need to fake it there in my eyes, but he's gone for it. He's gone for the risky play with 30 seconds left. And well, if that goes in, it makes the game a very close game again. But 30 seconds left, probably good room downfield. Night Slay looks to capitalise. Uranium's defense has just been absolutely spot on this series, and Mushroom gets his first save of the series. And well, Jasper, I can't really complain about this Uranium team. They have played perfectly so far. Caster curse, potentially.
Caster curse. I'm knocking on my wooden desk at the moment here. Let's hope that the curse doesn't happen. Yep, you've heard that from Kingsman as we head down into our last seconds, and the ball drops for Uranium. Game 1, correctly we said, goes to Uranium here, and they had a really good start. A goal from King Casey, a goal from Mushroom, an assist from Mushroom, and an assist from Jom. Oh, yeah. Mushroom is calling a technical timeout, it seems.
That's not from the team I expected it to be. I expected it to be from Ember, but apparently one of them is having internet issues. It didn't look like it. I thought they were playing brilliantly, to be honest. I thought Uranium were the better team. I thought Uranium took the better chances in defense. Ember, they're just ready to get on with it, I think. But if they're having some technical issues and they still pull a performance out like that, Jasper, what is to come from this side?
Well, I mean, if they're playing like this and they're having Wi-Fi issues, it will only be a surprise to see them get better when the Wi-Fi issues are sorted out. And we head into a technical timeout here from the side of Uranium here. We will wait out the time that they get. I think because it's a technical timeout, it's 5 minutes, but I'm not sure. It is a technical timeout, so I think it's 5 minutes. In fact, I'm just having a look at the notice.
I'm sure we'll get in sources in our ears even telling us technical timeout rules at some point. But yeah, there we go. It's come up on the screen for you now. Tax, so I'm at 5 minutes. There you go. It is 5 minutes. Beautiful. And well, honestly, after that game one, I thought it'd be Ember calling the timeout if anybody. But, I mean, if they're having Wi-Fi issues, Uranium, and they've called the timeout, then this has really shocked me. What are they going to bring to the stage for game number 2?
Oh, it's going to be interesting to see here. We hope that their Wi-Fi issues get sorted out. And if it doesn't, I mean, they still comfortably won 2-0. And that could say a lot because they are playing so strong. And if we can we have a look at the stats from the last game, if that's possible, Source? Because I want to... I'm lagging.
There we go.
I think. Yep, there we go. Looking at the stats right now, King KZ, top of the leaderboard for the side of Uranum, scoring the goal, getting the saves. He had a 33% shooting rate, and he's doing really well. It was 50-50 as well, and that's what makes me think that this game could still be a very close series. As it was. Looking at it, it looks like it was closer than what the scoreline really says.
Yeah, agreed. And well, here's a bit of news for you. Ember have made a substitution. Shires is in for Night Slay. There you go. They've made a sub already, and everyone talks about on the desk it being Shires and I believe probably. And well, they've made that sub in, and well, let's see what it does for them. It'll be a completely different playing field now with Shires on. That's one thing I really should have picked up on, to be honest. I'm a bit annoyed at myself not for. I thought Shires was one of the main players on this roster, but here he is subbing in after they go 2-0 down. And well, it's honestly going to be different now, this game. So everything we've talked about after game 1 going into game 2, it will be completely different. Shires, what's he going to bring to the table, do you reckon?
Oh, I don't know. As I am a rival player, when I played against Shires, he was a really strong and really good player, and I hope that he can bring to the table a new opposition and a new chance for Ember, because, I mean, looking at how it went and looking at how they played in that last game, they need a change and they need something now. So, maybe this is the change that they will deserve and what they will get. And Kingsman, we're not even in the game yet, but I want to know your prediction for the scoreline this game.
Ooh. Now, that is a very tough thing to predict, because, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's rival. I've watched many of my games where a rival team have played. Some games, they're like that. Absolutely played perfectly from both teams. Brilliant defense on one side. You have 2 goals. Other games, it can be, let's say, a bit scrappy. And, well, you could see about 5-4. But you know what? I'm gonna go with a 3-1 Ember. Not for series score. It looks like my series score, yes, but I reckon Uranium will start. Uranium will start off strong with that goal. And I think Ember will push more back into the game, getting those 3 goals. I reckon after the 2:30 mark, they'll push on and they'll get those 2 goals. What about you, Jasper, for game 2 score?
Now, game 2 score, that's a really respectable one, Kingsman, but I'm going to say not the polar opposite. I think it's going to be a 1-0 overtime goal for Uranum to go 2-0 up in the series here. Now, I think that because I think with the change of Shires, their GM being added, it could add a whole new element of surprise to the side of Uranum. Not what they'd be expecting coming into this game, but because they probably wouldn't have thought that Shires was going to play. But I think it will still be like a long overtime. But yeah, we're now about to head into our last minute of the timeout here, and Kingsman, I want to know, now this is a bit of a weird question here, but who do you think is going to score for Ember?
Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna say the man who's just come onto the pitch in Shires. I've seen him. I've casted his Ember versus Erebos game, and he did a lot in that series. I believe, if I can think back, my memory not being the greatest, but I think he did a good amount of the scoring in that game. And well, I think he could be very much the difference in this game here. Obviously, and you've said a 1-0 overtime to Uranium. Who do you think will be the lucky person to score that goal then? Who do you think will hype the team up and put them on for the sweep?
Now, I'm not going to say that Uranum score. I'm going to say that on the flip side that I think that Shires is going to own goal accidentally. I think it's going to be a little bit of a mistake in the I think it's going to be a little bit of a mistake in the defense. And now coming into it, the timer is out here, and we are now in the next game. Now, it says it's on Forbidden Temple, but I think we're on the same map as we was last game.
Yeah, a bit of potentially mischanging of the maps, but I'm sure the players don't take placebo effect that badly. I'm sure they'll treat it like a normal series as Saltzgegger looks to give a first chance. Ember already shooting immediately, forcing 2 quick saves out of this Uranium side, and they look to push forward now. A bit of a gasp from Jasper, and well, there we go. Very quick start for Ember here.
Yeah, Ember coming out the gate quite early here as Mushroom tries to send that ball up, but it gets it in the corner, and that's probably not the best place you want to put it on the air. When there's somebody on the backboard and ready, Shire's getting a touch, going in the air, might be going for a flip reset, but Skegger tactically takes that off him as the boost count was wavered there. John going in the air off the ceiling, gets a bit of an unfortunate touch as probably will be there to meet it. Probably here coming out quite nicely in this series. Now, not to make a pun or anything, but I think he will probably score a goal this game as Skegger gets a demo. Mushroom takes that ball, goes onto the sidewall, and a minute's already gone. And there's been 3 shots on Ember's side, but there's been no shot. There's been no goal yet. And now we look to see who's going to soar in this game. It's the same situation as last game. As soon as one person scores, the floodgates will open. Who do you think's going to get that goal?
I'm going to stick with my boy Shires. Probably looks to be the goal scorer, but he isn't yet. And Saltzgegger bumps Shires. Oh, he's put it over the bar for me. He's put it over
Skegger,
the bar.
no!
Oh, they love the crossbar, Jasper. Honestly, this crossbar, this Ember team are going to love it. 5 shots, 2 of them in succession into the crossbar, and Uranium have not even had a shot yet, but they're going to get a first, and their goal. Jom, after an onslaught from Ember, Uranium go down the other end, bit of a miscut, and while Mushroom to Jom, and Uranium take the lead.
Yeah, Uranium take the lead quite nicely there, straight off a counter-attack. And it's quite unfortunate there because you probably heard my reaction. Shire's shooting just on the backboard was a nice setup and it just didn't go in. Again, off the backboard, a little bit of a whiff shot. And Shire's could not get the bump. King Casey goes up. Mushroom will be missing. Skegger going to the side. And I've just looked in Twitch chat. And for a first time chat, if it was a crossbar challenge, Ember would be destroying, and that is true. And it's quite unfortunate, and it must be tilting to see your team hit the crossbar, and Skegger has another opportunity, but it just doesn't go their way. Probably leaving that ball for Shires there. Shires just getting a lot of touches this game. It's quite unfortunate to see. Probably going for a shot, goes straight down, it just doesn't go their way again. There's so many shots, and there's been so many opportunities, but it just hasn't gone their way, and they're going to have to start to find something soon. Otherwise, I think this game's going to start getting a little bit more scrappy. That could have been an opportunity. And Skegger misses. How do you think that Ember should improve their form coming into this now?
Well, I'm going to make the obvious comment: don't hit the crossbar. But they're looking they're looking very good in the midfield. But oh my god! Mushroom. Okay, they're looking good in the midfield. Mushroom is looking even better. Beautiful bang onto the backboard, not defended by Skegger. And Mushroom says thank you very much. Bangs it into an open net. Brilliant goal, and it doubles the lead for Uranium. They're pushing out of sight now.
They are pushing out of sight again. 2-0 again in this series. And Shires will be there, but just gets a little bit too wide. And I think that was an amazing play. Oh my god, it's a bit of a mistouch there. And as it goes down, but nothing happens with it. And Mushroom goes for a shot, but Skegger will be there to get a nice save here. Casey seeing if he can get a 50 Shires, it just goes his way really nicely here. It's a nice clear from John. And then Mushroom there to get another touch. Casey there taking that ball up the field. Now, they are looking very out of sight already. The pressure is back on to Ember, but this is Rocket League and this is RSC, and anything can happen in a minute. And I know from fact that anything can happen in a minute. And Kingsman, do you think that Ember can get a comeback in this game?
There's a high chance of it. Yeah, you've made the perfect point. It's a minute. It's RSC. We've seen a lot tighter margins being cut down before, but honestly, I think Ember are trying to be too special in this series. I don't mean that in a nasty way. I mean they're trying to be too technical. There you go, Sotsgiga. When you just shoot the ball on the net, you don't need the passing plays. Beautiful shot. He beats out Mushroom, and well, he scores Ember's first goal of the series after almost 10 minutes. There you go. It is definitely game on now, Jasper.
Yeah, 100% game on indeed. And King Casey getting a lovely kickoff there. And we've seen so many kickoff goals. Mushroom taking it up. It's a lovely pass. John there trying to waterfall it down. And King Casey returns the favour. Lovely. And the cast to curse, I'd say, from Kingsman there was real as the game goes back to the 2-goal difference.
Yeah. Honestly, I think probably should have gone for the ball there. But I had to do it. I had to do it at some point. But obviously, you've made it perfectly at the start of this series. Uranium will have momentum, and well, they've shown us that. They had brilliant form towards the end of the season. I think everyone has underrated them going into playoffs. And well, it's a brilliant 50 there. And well, they've held a 2-goal game, and I think as much as Ember have dominated pressure-wise, Uranium have coped perfectly, and I don't think Ember have been ready for it. And well, it is going to cost them dearly as the time ticks away. Time ticks away, and well, Jasper. Uranium are on for a sweep.
Yeah, Uranium are on for a sweep. And just looking at the chat now, Shires has called the 2-minute timeout for Ember.
Fair. It needed to happen. If you're 2-0 down in a series and you have that timeout, that is the perfect time to use it. Because there's clearly something that they are missing against this Uranium team. This Uranium team are having brilliant. Oh, okay. Let me just give him a yes. They can time out. Obviously, they're so polite. They have to ask if they can time out. But yes, there you go. Going 2-0 down. You called it perfectly. I mean, I said the scoreline was going to be 3-1, but I did say Ember. But Uranium have shown me. They've shown me this series. This game, sorry. They have shown me the series as well. How being clinical actually helps in a series. I think as much as pressure as Ember have had and how good they've looked technically, Uranium have just done what they needed to. Put the ball in the back of the net. And, well, it's paying dividends for them. They're on for a sweep here.
Indeed, they are on for a sweep here as the 2-minute timeout starts now. And we are coming into this on Southern Heights. I hope that, oh my god, my words just aren't forming. I hope that Ember can at least get a game. Let's be precious to them. I think they deserve a game. They have been playing good. They just, as you said in that game, they don't need to go for the mechanical passing plays, and they don't need to go for all these flashy stuff. All they need to do is just go for basic shots and basic dribbles and stuff, and that can work out quite nicely here. You don't need crazy mechanics in the RSC. You just need to play well, and, well, cliche as that really sounds, it's not really happening at the moment. And Kingsman, this next game, give me a prediction.
Well, honestly, now that I've seen Uranium, I want to say they take it as like a 2-1, and they take it in a sweep. But honestly, I think Ember, with the experience of a GM and captain that Shires has, I think this timeout is genuinely, or this timeout is genuinely perfect for him. I think it'll give him that time he needs to recalibrate his team. And well, even if they get one game out of this series, at least Jasper gets his prediction right. So I mean, do it for that maybe. Maybe do it so he gets his prediction right. But honestly, Uranium have kept surprising me this series, and I would not be surprised if they took it in a 2-1 either.
Oof. Well, now that is a very, very, very nice prediction. Now, for myself, I have hope for a Uranium 3-0 now. I would like my prediction, but I don't mind a 3-0. And just looking, Night Slay is back due to contrary belief from them. And now the timeout is over. we come into the next game. Now, my favourite map here, Southern Heights. It's always the best map for games in RSC, I think. We've seen some of the best games here. But let's not wait any longer. 3, 2, 1. The timer is ticking now. And John already trying to put the pressure on. The ball goes to the middle. So Skegger getting faked out. King Casey going for a solo play. And is that in the net? No, it's not. I couldn't see because of the demo smoke. And now the pressure is flipped in Kingsman. Already it's looking quite shaky from Ember.
Yeah, as I said, Ember didn't need to be technical, but oh my goodness.
Oh my
wow.
goodness.
Honestly, it's not Caster Curse, it's Caster Predictions. Caster sees the future. Whoa, what has happened to this Ember defense? I'm sat here, I do not know. But King Casey takes it on a plate and says, thank you very much. I'll take the lead of this game. And well, they've taken the lead in every single game. Ember only having scored 1 goal. And well, they've only scored 1 goal in 2 games. Now they're going to have to find 2 if they want to take a game here.
Well, as soon as you say that, they have to find 2 goals, and I've heard that little never mind there. That's quite unfortunate. It's 2-0 up already. What has happened to the side of Ember? You can only wonder, and you can only feel bad there as John gets a lovely goal. It was a lovely pass, but we've got 4 minutes 18 seconds left. There is more than enough time for this to happen. The ball goes in the air. Skegger gets a touch out, but John is straight there. John going up. John getting a fake mushroom! Oh my god. I don't want to curse them, and I'm knocking on wood as we speak, but I think it's over already. 3-0. They need to get more goals than games that they've won so far. And this is not looking good. And Kingsman is the sweep inbound.
Well, I'm going to take the Danny Boy atmosphere and say, Ember just haven't been good enough. They have, with Shire's gone, their defenses seem to have crumbled. And honestly, was the first 2 games just Uranium warming up into it? Because Uranium, they've turned the burners on here. And I don't want to say it's over yet. I don't want to make the biggest Caster Curse like you might have made, but misses like that from Salt in the midfield just give Uranium so much space and time. And that's the first save Ember have made after 3 goals. I mean, after stuff like that, you really need to be seeing more saves. As now, that's just a poor challenge from Probably. And well, as it stands, Ember are probably going out here.
Yeah, now, I don't mean to make a really horrible joke, but you said that the burners are on for Uranium here. But, but it seems, oh my god, I'm not even going to say what I was about to say because I've just been contradicted. And Nightslay has scored. Yes, the defense has gone out the window, but their offense has gone up. Their 2nd goal in 3 games here. They still need to make up 2 here. And I hope that I haven't cursed the Uranium side here, but it would be quite worrying here. And we will see some more offense coming out. But it's quite worrying to see that the Ember currently have the same shots as they have goals. The attack going back on for Uranium here. King Casey in the air. Mushroom tried to get a touch, but probably will be going for this ball. Skegger going up, but Mushroom is there to read it. Mushroom puts the ball in no man's land for anyone's grabs. And it's King Casey who swipes that ball out of the air. Now, what are we going to see? We're going to see the ball driven up the field a bit from the side of Uranium here. And that ball just goes straight to the middle. And Nightslay has not had a good clear there. John will be there to get a 50 with Skegger. This ball is just going straight back and forth from the middle. Not even into Uranium's side. In the middle. And that was nearly a shot on target. Probably is clearing that ball quite nicely. But King Casey was a little bit awkward on the wall there. But he gets a lovely touch. And he just doesn't get the flick he wants. There's 2 minutes left. They need a minute a goal here in Kingsman. Knocking on wood. I still think it's over.
Yeah, well, I'll go back to what you said earlier about them.
Oh
dear.
I've cursed it. I've cursed it.
You didn't knock wood hard enough. Well, probably made it 2, and I'll say you said you thought at the start it was 4 minutes, it was over. And back then I would have agreed with you. Ember looked shaky in the defense. They had no form of offense. but they're bringing it to Uranum now. A minute 50 to get 1 goal. It is very possible. Jasper might have cursed Uranum a bit too hard here, but it's still a minute 50, and they've already scored the same amount of goals they've scored in both sets of games here. And well, beautiful demo. He almost got the read, and oh my goodness, open net potential. No. The defense is too strong for Uranum, and well, Jasper, I'm sure Uranum don't want to be cursed anymore, but I'm going to hand it back to you.
Why would you hand it back to me? Oh my god! Jump! Oh my god, Ember is still running the crossbar challenge. The ball gets put on the flip side here. Mushroom needs to get a goal here. Now, this is currently 2-3, and people can see that, obviously. But, oh my god, probably need to get a solo pick, but Skegger will be there. Skegger putting it in the corner, going for a double read. Stop being so ambitious, and just put shots on target. Put the pressure on them. That's what you need to do for this series here. Just pressure. Skegger, you could go for a flick, but you go for a 50, probably there to cut. And it's in the net, and it is equalised. 3 goals. They've scored 4 now. They've scored more than the series count. And now Uranum are going to be thinking, what have we done wrong and what have we done? They're listening to us probably. They are thinking that they must have got too complacent. That's what my amazing analysis, Jasper's analysis will tell you, that I think they got a little bit too complacent. King Casey trying to put that ball into the middle, but nobody's there to read it. Mushroom will be taking that ball on to the wall, but will probably go for a bit of a dribble here. Goes on the backboard, he gets bumped to the ceiling here, and that could be down into the middle here. Now this ball is dropped for no man's land. Kane Casey getting a clear, probably going up, but it bounces off the ceiling. But it's good to read that. And King Casey here trying to keep that pressure alive, trying to keep a spark alive. And John gets bumped, and it's a lovely bump, but probably is very awkward here. And John bumps King Casey. That's not what you want to do with this time left. And that's his shot pocket. And King Casey has pushed it past all 3 defenders.
Wow. 3 seconds left. Night Slay miss it. Has he hit? Oh, I think he's hit that. The game says not, but I think he's hit that.
I think it's a ghost touch. A ghost touch.
Could have been a ghost touch, and that could be Ember.
The series is over.
Ember's season is done, and it could be off a ghost touch. That I'm sure Ember will be off of that, but Uranum, they did what they needed, and I'm not going to take any credit off them. Don't think anyone expected a sweep, and well played, Ember. Not Ember, sorry, it's Uranum. Uranum get the sweep, and very well deserved. They played brilliantly, and well, Ember, they were good, but they just weren't a match.
They were not a match, and it is a sweep. But now, this isn't what we want to talk about on an RSC stream here, but we got news today that over on the North American side of RSC, the developer for the RSC bot that we use daily and the 6-man's bot, the developer of that, Null Idea, has sadly passed away. And if you go to RSC in the notices, if any of you know if any of you were in contact with him and knew him on a good level, we have got a Google document set up that will be sent to his parents at the end of it all, and we can only say rest in peace. And it's a very somber way to go into this break, unfortunately, but it's been needed to say rest in peace, Null Idea.
Always try to play me while you play around. When I'm in, you're out. You gon' take me down. You complain about everything. A while, not changed about how you came around. Yeah, always try to play me while you play around. Whoa. let us have to finish your plan of destruction to end what we love, to cut ourselves off and keep holding a grudge. I guess being rich was just never enough to save what we love for our death from above. One for the money, two for the hoes. I got nobody and I'm on my own. Yeah, I'm on my own. No one to trust, so I'm fine all alone. I'm so sick of this way of life. Love has failed, I can do no right. Pray to God that I'll see the light. If I say I'm fine, then it's all just lies. I feel the darkness around me. I know my demons surround me. Even the light that I held close was absent the moment they found me. Where do I run? Tell me, where do I turn to escape my head filled with trouble and hurt? The blood on my shoulders has soaked through my skin. I bang on the door, but they won't let me in. Don't want to drift away into the past, but I just can't get over all that I had, all that I lost when I found what I sought. Let myself go just to get what I've got. One for the money, two for the hoes. I got nobody and I'm on my own. Yeah, I'm on my own. No one to trust, so I'm fine all alone. I'm so sick of this way of life. Love has failed, I can do no right. Pray to God that I'll see the light. If I say I'm fine, then it's all just lies.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I felt the waves rising underneath me. I left the cage like a lion. A high-speed chase in my finest dress shoes. I can't catch up, but I'm trying. Wasn't even worried about the consequences, whether he was beckoning to me. Heart was pumping, blood in my chest so loud that I didn't even feel my feet. I felt the waves rising underneath me. I left the cage like a lion. Just once, no, you're not gonna see any fear on my face, 'cause fight is better than flight was. For too long, I've been shielding my eyes from the dark in this place. When you say all the right words, I chased you down in a dark back alley, brick walls on every side. I didn't want any praise or glory. It's just what you did wasn't right. Just once, no, you're not gonna see any fear on my face, 'cause fight is better than flight was. For too long, I've been shielding my eyes from the dark in this place. When you say all the right words, I felt the waves rising underneath me, 'cause what you did wasn't right. For too long, I've been shielding my eyes from the dark in this place. When you say all the right words, it's time to follow you. It's time to Baby, why you call me? Do you feel alone? I know that you miss me, but you are so done. You know that I'm here, I'm here. Come when you want. You know oak spray for your little boy. I know, yeah. I know that you miss me, I know that you miss me, I know. I know that you miss me, I know that you miss me, I know that, I know, yeah. I know that you miss me, I know that you miss me, I know that,
We are back with another banger of a game coming up. Absolutely going to be a treat to watch this one. It is a play-in match. We'll be having Norns versus Yoruba, and it's going to be looking to be quite the fixture. You're not going to want to miss. We're not going to miss it. Alongside me today is Dane. And Dane, how you feeling about this one?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. It should be a good one. Yeah, we've got already had a couple of good series as well here in the play-ins bracket. So it's going to be really, really good. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see whereabouts these teams will end up in the playoffs. Yeah, should be a really, really interesting series. Best of 5, of course, again. So yeah, we really enjoy these best of 5s.
Absolutely. These are where reverse sweeps happen. Anything can happen in the best of 5. It's not over till it's over. As we take a look at the play-in bracket here, Norns versus Yoruba looking to go to the winner of match 6, and Disorder versus Nightfall was that, and Disorder won that as well. So with the winner of match 6 being Norns or Yoruba, we're looking forward to a really good final matchup. Mirage versus Uranum also on the other side. Both teams probably looking to both sides of the brackets, wondering who they're going to play. But you got to face what's in front of you first today, which is going to be Norns versus Yoruba, and they are looking to obviously take the win here. This really does open up the play-in bracket. Some close matches all the way through on the other side, too, so it could really be anyone's playoff here. Everyone feels like they have a chance, Dane, and that's what makes exciting Rocket League, isn't it?
Yeah, and of course these teams aren't going to be straight out of it. Of course, if they do lose this, they will just go to the sort of the lower half of the playoffs bracket, which is something that we will have a look at in a little bit as well. But some of the stats between these two sides, we'll see whereabouts they are coming from the group stages. And as you can expect from second versus third, it's fairly even across a lot of these stats in terms of the wins and losses. But taking a look at just look at saves, for example, and demos. Those two are very, very different stories.
And I think that usually tells the story. So something's going to have to give here. We know that a heavy demoing team is doing well going through the rotations, and it can cause a lot of issues. Looking forward for the goals for and goals against, fairly even. However, we do see goals against a bit of a smaller margin, and I think defense wins championships, Dane. I've been wrong before, but today we will find out. Those wins looking close as well. And we look towards for some player stats. And for me, right off the bat, Mythics from the other side here with 65 games played, been the backbone of this team. Looking for him to show up really well today, Dane.
Yeah, and these stats definitely showing for the players themselves, their sort of individual stats, and again, looking fairly similar across the board in terms of each of the players. A couple of players not playing quite as many games, so their stats might be a little bit reduced compared to some of the other players. But yeah, definitely looking like this is going to be a very good series here. Second versus third for this best of 5. These two teams coming in from pretty even in the group stage, and yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting best of 5. That is for sure. I'm wondering what's looking in chat. First of all, I'm seeing a lot of predictions coming through, and we are seeing predictions. Pretty much every different prediction you could ask for. Someone saying it will be 3-3. Yep.
Imagine our reactions to 3-3. I mean, we already scream a lot, but 3-3 would have us quite out of our seats. I don't think I'm going to go with that prediction, but my prediction is going to be Yoruba today. 3 versus 1 wins. How do we really say no to that? Well, we have our co-commentator here, Dane, saying no to that. Are you not, from what I've heard?
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-2. And we're going to go Norns, and I feel like it's just because this is the only reason why I was the second person to make the prediction. The only reason I've gone for this is to be the opposite of someone else. So at least one of us will be right. There's no chance, like we've had before, where we're both wrong. One of us will be right. I cannot wait to find out who it's going to be. And we start off at my favourite of all of the maps, Manfield Night. I love that everyone uses this as map number 1 in the map rotation because it's my favourite one. We always get to play it.
It does, and it seats about 55,000 fans, and it's a full stadium tonight. As we do hear the engines starting to warm up, I'd imagine they are going to be joining any second, yeah? Here they are. As the countdown is underway, this is what we've been waiting for. The kickoff, the oh so important first kickoff, goes the way of these Norns guys. And we have to look at the boost control right off the bat, Dane, as Jax gets a good touch in the early air, gets it into their end, an early chance, and it's going to be saved, and that's important for them to stay off the board in the first 10 seconds of the game. How often do we see that, Dane, where an early goal happens?
Yeah, exactly. Very often, it really does put a downer on the entire series if you start off and you get kick-off goal immediately. 30 seconds have gone now, and that's not as bad. If you get scored after 30 seconds into the series, it's not quite as bad as if it's 5-6 seconds in. You definitely don't want to be doing that.
Nope, the mental changes, and as we move forward in this game, Jax is looking to have some early control, clearing his lines very well. Great save by Resist Jaguar there. Really important one, and already both teams throwing everything at each other. This is going to shape to be a great series. As we see the pace kind of dying in the corner, it's important to play well in the corners. And a couple of whiffs in front of the net, and their counterattack is going to be started here. A big demo, as we talked about. This could be in. It's going to be a save. Wow, Dane. As close as it gets so far, and it looks to me like these players are ready.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very good save there, and they're going on the offensive once again. Jaguar can't quite get that. They've double committed now. A chance for a counter-attack from the team on the red side. Yoruba trying to make something happen here. Jax with the shot this time. Big Hack and Fries, what a name that is there to get the save. And now it's back into the middle. Jax off the backboard. Can't quite get the touch needed.
Rubix does well here to clear the lines, and that was definitely an opportunity. Maybe not sure goal, but had the potential for one. As the play is stuck in the midfield here, we're going to see who gets boost control as they move forward. It's going to be very important in this series to get bumps in front of the net. And it's going to be in! Wow! It's just what we say, the bumps in front of the net, Dane. It happens, and they are up 1-0. What a great goal this is, Dane.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there from Jax, as I seem to have finally got my audio issues sorted out. For some reason it was using my controller's microphone instead of my headset microphone, but that's sorted out now, I think, hopefully. So, yeah, brilliant goal there. We finally get a goal on the board. 3 minutes left to go. Are we going to see a comeback in this game? The shot from Jaguar not doing anything of the sort.
Well, I don't know if your audio's fixed for me, but I'll deal with the double audio as long as the viewers don't have to, Dane. I do that for you any day of the week. As we see another big demo coming up the right side, and both teams trying to press in the midfield here. It's going to pay dividends if they can keep hitting the ball. That's the name of the game, really. So if Rubik's here with a good play, and you know what? They are pressing over this midfield half line, and I like the pressure that they're applying. I think they're a bit unfortunate to be down 1-0 right now, but that's where they're going to find themselves. As the ball stays over to the corner, it's going to be pushed into the middle, and they get to it first, and that's not a problem either. Norn's playing well. These blue guys are definitely pressing, and I like to see it. Hopefully they can get one to go and we can see some entertaining Rocket League, and I think they will. With the amount of pressure that they're applying here, it's only a matter of time. They're going to have to defend for their lives. This is an opportunity to counter. Mythics is up. This is the player that Yoruba needs to play well today for sure. Great save on the back end there. Jax is going to be playing well all game, I can tell. Dane, as we get forward into this game, it looks to me like both teams are going to be taking games. It's going to be very tight, and that's what we want to see, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No one wants to see a 3-0 blowout in these matches. We've seen a couple of those already, mainly in that lower bracket. A couple of game 5s as well so far in this play-ins bracket, so we're hoping for one of those, that's for sure. We want to be here for a long time and a good time. So we want both of those. So, minute 20 on the clock, and we still are at 1-0. Can they say anything about that? Jax is going to cut that shot off from midfield. Takes it into the corner now, pops it down a little bit. Jaguars there to try and keep things in the red half, but that's not going to work out quite as well as he would have hoped. And now we've got Yoruba back on the offensive again. An interesting back pass, but it's worked out well for them. Jaguar up very early for that save. 50 seconds left. Are they going to be able to come back? It's an awkward touch in midfield for Yoruba there.
And it looks like the pressure's starting to mount, but they are playing such strong defense that it really doesn't matter. They're holding their goal line really strong and kind of just clearing the ball, getting over the half line, stealing boosts, and getting that secondary touch off the walls. They're playing really strong Rocket League here. This is going to come straight up, straight down, and Big Hack announces himself into this game. First time we're mentioning him, but he's made a couple of good plays. 20 seconds left. They are looking for a miracle at this point. Great save on the close post by Rubix. And time is winding down. They only have so many opportunities left to get back into this first game, or they will have to reset. Oh, it's a good play for that huge demo by Jackson. That might actually seal this game. I don't think they're going to get another chance from right there. It was close. As I say that, 3 seconds left. It's going to be on the ground.
Oh, it's on target!
Oh, saved by Jackson! Can you believe that? What a save, and this first game is over. Close as that.
That is quite an impressive save to be made there. The shot was on target, 0 seconds on the clock. Somehow they managed to make that one work. And as you can see from the scorecard, the first game is going to the red side. And it felt like a dominating performance, but was it really? They only got 1-0, and they did still have on the blue side, on the side of Norns, some good opportunities there as well. They got 6 shots away after all. That's one more than Yoruba got. So heading into game number 2, are we really thinking Yoruba have this series under control? I'm not convinced just yet.
It was a tough game to judge. Anyone watching was probably feeling maybe there was more for that game to give. Very bizarre that the 1-0 it happens with the amount of shots that had, but they really weren't threatening. They didn't get those secondary opportunities ever. It was really one and done in the offensive end for Norns. So I'm not convinced that this game is going to go 3-0 like that, but only one way to find out, and that's for them to start their engines again and get this countdown underway.
Yeah, Forbidden Temple up next for these players as they already get ready to get up onto the pitch. They are there, ready and waiting, and we are getting underway once again. We've got kickoff here for game number 2, and it is a good start for the blue side. Jaguar can't get the shot on target. Rubik's trying to help things out with a demo as well, but Jack's looking to go on the counter-attack, and it's not going to work. Is that all the way through? It is! Jaguar makes up for it somehow from all the way back. And what a start to this game we have just seen. That is like, what are we watching here?
I don't know, but we said it. First 10 seconds of the game, try and stay off the score sheet on your own end, right? And here we are, up 1-0, and Norn said, hey, like we said, we're not going away. That's that. So, off the kickoff, they get a goal, and they are in control of this game early, which has got to be great for their mentals after being shut out the first game. Jax does take up. Does get it over. A great read by Resist Jaguar there. Probably had no business reading that, to be honest, but he does. As Rubix does whiff on the close post, but that's okay. Resist Jaguar again in good rotation. Jax is going to be on the net here. Can he steer it in? He cannot. It's going to be over to the corner. He keeps it, and that's boost. It's all for naught as they do clear their lines as well. Great speed by Jaguar to get a demo, and they clear their lines again. Doing really well with that. A bit of an open field here for Big Hack. Let's see what he can do with this. Does get 50'd. Mythics is really well up. It's going to be straight down for Rubix. He does get it back. Jack's still hanging up there. This could be it. It's going to be Dane. A little bit of a miscue of the back line, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what Yoruba are playing at here, but they're definitely not playing good defense. That's for sure. Yeah, all sorts of wrong was that attempt for the block. And then nobody back for them either. And they're kind of throwing this game away. As I say that, are they going to be able to make this a comeback? No, they're not. So 2-0 after just over a minute played in the second game. And no one on Yoruba's side over 50 points. Not Shangi going to change that as, well, not change? Is that? Yeah, I feel like that's going to be not changed. But yeah, not change. Changing that with a good save. And finally, we'll get some good points on the board for Yoruba. But points don't really matter all that much when you're down 2-0 in the game.
No, you won't be looking at that too much. I agree. They are actually just looking to try and touch the ball at this point. You're right. They have been absolutely, the pressure has been just mounted on them today in this game. This does not look like the same game we just saw at all, but we did expect that. Teams are going to be bending but not breaking a lot as we have a chance on net here. It's got to be safe. expected save, but needed one nonetheless. That's a great save, and not changing has been pressing here. He might get a chance. It's going to be back up to Mystics, and they're going to be countering. No, they do whip on the midfield. That is going to be okay, though. They do get a good 50 as they back off into their end. A good shot on net. Save down to his teammate there. Action's going back on. It's going to be in. No, it's not. Chaos on the goal line, Dane. Oh, and that could have been really problematic. Imagine going down 3-0 here. You'd almost imagine that would do it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it certainly would, and that was an incredible second shot as well, facing the wrong way completely. Quick turn, gets the shot on target. They go for the pinch. It's not quite going to work out for them. But yeah, keeper could do absolutely nothing about that on the goal line. And yeah, unfortunately it goes off the crossbar and the post on that occasion. Big Hack and Fries now gets a good clear. Jaguar backs out of that one. No boost, stops to go back instead. But the ball still played up and along, and somehow Jax is demoed, completely deleted off the pitch. Rubix is going to go for the shot. Two defenders in their way. Back into the middle for the ball. It's a miss from the attacker. And now they can finally have a moment to breathe. They're going to go straight onto the counter-attack. Bumped out of the air as Jackson. That attack is going to be stopped dead in its tracks. Or is it, as the play continues? Finally, they get a clear.
Yeah, that was an important clear because they were starting to get one. You know, whoever scores the next goal here, Dane, I'm saying is going to win it. The momentum shift is going to be massive. You can feel one coming almost. Oh, it takes Dane! It takes a wicked bounce off the bottom of the crossbar. Could have went anywhere. And a great save by Rubix. And they get back into the middle. Great pass. It's going to be off the left side of the post. And another great save by Jaguar. Wow, the pressure just mounted there as they keep it in. No, big demo by Jax, and it does create some space again. They just can't rally this ball up under the net on a great shot. Great defense, though, by Norns as the play continues on.
Oh my goodness, what is going on? Is not Change is going to get a shot somehow on net, and the defense is just good enough, and I think the post helped out there a bit as well. 1 minute remaining, still 2 goals. This Yoruba side trail. Oh, it's going to get very close. They've had nothing but attacking pressure for the last few minutes, and Jax is going to get the end of it. 2-1 to Norns. Yoruba back in this one. 47 seconds left in this second game that they've got to try and get themselves tied up and bring us to an overtime. That is a brilliantly teamworked goal, but they have been looking for that for a while now. Shot after shot after shot.
You're right. Is it too little too late is now the question, because you're right. They were pressing a lot there. And maybe if that goal came 30 seconds earlier, they might have a bit more of a chance. But with 30 seconds left, they are now looking for a miracle. And they do have a counterattack opportunity. Let's see if they can get something mustard here. He does cut it in. It could be. It's going to be. Saved by Rubix. Wow, Dane. That's as close as it gets right there. That could have been absolute heartbreak for Norns as they were up 2-0 leading this game the whole time. Oh, no.
Oh, we're from the back line.
It's in. Dane.
That's game 2. That's game 2 right there. Norns get back into the series. It will be 1-1 unless Yoruba can score 2 goals in 15 seconds. I'm not going to bet anything against that because I've seen it happen way too many times. But I don't think it's coming this time by. 10 seconds remaining in this second game, and Norns, well, they get their third. And after the first game that we watched, this has been almost polar opposite of it. And I am all here for it. This is going to be a very impressive series if they carry on. Can they get a goal for the road, though? That is the question. The answer is no. Norns take game 2.
Well, you love to see what's happening here, and we're both on par here for our guesses. This next game is going to be a big one. I wouldn't say as much to say as the next game wins the series, but it is going to put you in quite the driver's seat, and that's why these best-of-5 series are just so crazy to watch. You know, it's almost as if each game is a requirement to win, but it's also not, and it really does create for some great Rocket League.
Yeah, it really does. And like, you think about, if you lose a game, then you can only lose one more, and you could still have 4 games to play. But it's very rare that we do, like, you know, see that kind of thing happening. So you lose the first game, you think, okay, I have to win 3, I can only lose 1, and that becomes a very difficult situation to be in. In these best of 5s, you really have to take it game by game, because the series can be over so quickly. But luckily, we've got ourselves a 1-1, so we are at least getting to a game 4. This map is going to decide how we arrive there. Sovereign Heights, one of the newest maps to the rotation. Lots of colour on this map. That's the one thing I will say about it. There is colour everywhere you look, and obviously that the bottom ramps are also full of colour. So very colourful map for the players. I think it feels a bit small when I'm playing it. I don't know.
It does
just
sometimes.
Does.
Yeah, it does. You know, and you have to imagine how much rent is in those side buildings. Just getting to watch the top level of Rocket League all the time for free. You know, Cynet obviously probably price gouging those. You'd imagine. But as we get off here, it's going to be an early shot. Oh, almost gets the double. Just batting up for his teammate. He's off the crossbar. No, it's off the goal line. It's in.
What is going on? What is going on the back line?
The first 10 seconds, again, strikes. It's so hard not to have a goal in the first 10 seconds. I don't know what it is, if it's a mentality thing, if it's a players aren't ready thing. But again, the first 10 seconds muster up a goal for us.
That is nuts. That is nuts. I have no words. There were 5 players there, and somehow everybody missed the ball at some point. The ball somehow ends up in the back of the net, and we are 1-0 already in this game to Yoruba. What do Norns have to say about that? The Rubik with a shot. Where did that power come from?
I know. I have to say, the power, it came from somewhere, but I couldn't tell you. It was just, he was floating, and it just came off the corner of his hitbox very nicely, and it required a good save by Jax. Jax is a great read on that. He's going to clear their lines. As a little bit of a miscommunication here, Dane. Are the nerves starting to set in, Dane? Is that what we're seeing?
We had the best angle on that as well. I could see it coming from a mile away. Here we go, Jaguar with a pop-up off the backboard. The defender's taken out of the equation entirely. It's not on target, it hits the crossbar, but Rubik's is there for the follow-up. And we've got a minute played, and we've got 1 goal apiece. We're all tied up in the series once again. It's 1-1, 1-1.
Yeah, with 1-1, 1-1, and 1 minute of play time, you can almost imagine the numbers. The numbers are trying to tell us
1 minute and 1 second.
Yes.
Oh!
Wow! Holy! We just missed. We blinked for a second. We missed the kickoff goal. They can be so important as you follow up there. And what a great read. Great bump in the midfield, Dane.
Yeah.
And it's now 2-1.
Beautiful bump there as well, because the defender was there. I think it was Big Hack and Fries was totally there to get that and just take it out of the equation entirely. Here we go then. Oh, is it going to be another one in quick succession? Jax takes control of this ball here and deep into the blue territory. But it's not going to be just yet. Jaguar takes the ball off Big Hack and Fries, both of them going up for it. Now both of them not in the best position possible. Ball into the midfield. Rubik's is there for the shot, and it's going to be saved by Jackson. A brilliant position. The ball's bouncing back up into the midfield as well. 1:30 played, 3:30 to go, and it's still 2-1 to Yoruba, who are back on the attack once again. This time cut out by Jaguar, and Big Hack and Fries has the opportunity for a shot and not change again with a beautiful save. Rubik's can't get one on target either. Some brilliant work on the back line for Yoruba here to keep themselves ahead.
Oh, those saves were just absolutely timely to keep this score 2-1. Is exactly what you want, but they are starting to press more and more. We might see some more goals here as the play is opening up. Players are starting to get beat on the 50s, so we'll see here. It's a good opportunity. Mystic's going to have to make a save. Both players whiff. It's going to create some pandemonium on the back line as they get to start the counter. They could be. The redirect gets pushed into the far right corner, and they do have some boost control. Here we go, off to the mid wall. They do keep their lines. Jaguar gets it down to his teammate. They're going to redirect. Is anyone there to finish? No, Mystic clears it off the right wall. He did well there. Wow, wow, that was really close. And then the demo, the counterattack will be started here.
Where did that shot come from?
I have no idea.
A lovely little redirect or a pinch off the wall. This could be dangerous, but a lovely touch from Rubik's there to clear the ball nicely, but now horrendously out of position.
Yeah, there's some weird plays been happening a couple of times, Dan. I have to admit, it's not been the most. Oh, it's
What is that?
Some very peculiar passages of play here, Dane, where maybe the nerves are starting to set in. Rubik's definitely did not want to do that. The pass of the century and the finish, but from opposing members. Quite wild there, Dane.
Yep, not exactly sure what was going on there. Defense making a few interesting touches, but they still have 2 minutes to get 2 goals. This could be one of them. Jaguar with a shot off the crossbar, and it's going to bounce off the defender in a very fortunate manner. Jax now can't get the clear past Rubik's again, getting double bumps in the corner here. almost a rule one situation, and that's put the defense on the back foot. They are so out of position, and somehow, some way, they have kept the ball from the back of their net and wasted a lot of time in doing so as well. Rubix isn't going to go for that one, goes for the bump instead. Big Hack and Fries, forces the miss from not change, and could be sort of risky here as only one defender was back. The ball looping up. Jax is there. Jax playing a very crucial role in this Yoruba side as well, doing a lot of work on the backline, but also leading the attack as well. 520 points already. We're not even 4 minutes into this game yet.
Yeah, he's been the definitely the rock for them this game, that's for sure. As a couple of awkward plays, Jack's been able to handle, which is really tough as a Rocket League player when things aren't happening as you usually. You could have 10,000 hours in the game, but this is going to be it. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Oh! How do you even keep up with that, Dane? What do you say?
This is going to be it. No, it's not. Yes, it is, and it's just bouncing off the squishy save from Rubix, and then it doesn't matter because Jax is still there waiting for your rebound anyway. So you can do all the fancy saves you like, it's still not getting past Jax. And as I was saying, one of the most important players on this Yoruba roster, and now has double the points of any of their teammates. And once again, being important there, getting a lovely clear, going up on the attack again. This game clearly going to Yoruba. They've been fairly dominant, at least relatively speaking, compared to the first two games. This is... yeah, it's not looking good for Norns right now.
No, it's not. It's
but they still have
well.
a couple games, you know?
Yeah, it's impossible to tell what's going to happen. It makes it so exciting. It really does. As a Serie A fan myself, I'm talking about the Premier League being the most exciting league in the world because of the inconsistencies. You never know who's going to win, really, week in and week out. That's what I'm really getting the vibe of this right now. You just don't know who's going to show up game to game. And we see here, Jax, again, with a great clear. And we do see a 4-1 lead with 10 seconds left. This is definitely going the way of Yoruba, and they are going to be in the driver's seat going into this next game.
Yep, game 4 is going to be series point to Yoruba. Will Norns have anything to say about that? Are they going to be able to get a 5th goal here? No, they will not. Rubix puts the ball down, and that will be that for game number 3. We head to the 4th map of the series. And Yoruba, well, they are 1 game away from proving you right, which would be very sad for myself personally. But, you know, these things do sometimes happen. Will we see a map 5? Will we see Champions Field? I'm hoping that Mythics has got some kind of ball chasing upload going on. Otherwise, that ping is a nightmare. 683, I was reading it as a few seconds ago. It looks like it settled itself back down now, though, so I think we're all good to head to game number 4. But, yeah, Yoruba really doing a good job in that map. They're complete domination.
Yeah, you're right. They like the colors, and they aren't paying rent at all. I don't think they're going to be living there rent free in everyone's head. They've won that game handedly. Arriba Yoruba right now because it is all pointing towards a Yoruba win. But it's like you mentioned earlier, Norns isn't out of the play-ins, right? They're not out of the picture yet. Even if they lose this, they just have a bit of a longer road. Correct?
Yeah. So it's they still make their way nicely into the playoffs. They'll just be in the lower bracket. So this is really just to keep yourself up at the top. Make sure that you're not going to have a really awkward situation where you've got to win all of your matches for the rest of the time. You are in a much better position if you have that extra map that you can, or series that you can lose in the bracket. It's always helpful.
It is, and as the engines get off here, so do the teams. It's a good early start, and let's see if they can stay off the board in the first 10 seconds. That really controlled the game last time. As Rubix is going to be up, but so is Mystics, and they start the counterattack. This is going to be in! Oh, it's in! Oh my goodness! Dang, did you see that? Bar down, bar down, bar down!
The power that came off of that, off the crossbar, bounces up and down a couple times for good measure as well. So it says it was 40 kilometers per hour.
Yes,
that was not 40 kilometers per hour. That was definitely not 40 kilometers per hour. It might have been by the time it fully crossed the line, but that was hit with some force.
Yeah, if that was only 40 kilometers an hour, then I get a lot of speeding tickets for no reason. Okay, I can tell you that. What a shot that was. Absolutely pinged as they missed a chance. And the first really 10-15 seconds again, we see a goal. Does this mean we're going to see Game 5, Dave?
Well, if the last couple of games were anything to go by, yes. But, as we know, this is the most inconsistent series you could probably ever watch. Everybody's missing the ball. Somebody hit it. Thank you. There we go. It takes the goal scorer to come back and hit the ball. Oh, what a shot that is! Mythics out of nowhere. Beautiful passing play. They put themselves back level again. Pops it over the defender. The slightest of touches.
Yeah, finding beauty among the madness there. They finally connected. It's a thing of beauty. Right when we were saying some mean things, they said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait just 1 second. Watch this. As it goes up off the backboard. No one on the backboard defense, so Jax is going to have to play the awkward ball there. They are starting to counter. Jax could get this. It's going to be a save by Big Hack. Very close, Dane there. Very close as they go again. Oh, the 50 strong in front of the net. This game is starting to pick up, Dane.
It certainly is. Jax off the ceiling. That's going all the way through. Not Change gets a touch on it at the end to take it past the final defender. What is this?
It feels like they did everything
what a
right.
Dunk.
Yes.
There's no defending that. Yeah,
no, none.
That was insane.
Absolutely, Dane. That was just beside ourselves. We were both screaming at the same time on that one. Crazy play. Well, it will go down to maybe a stroke of luck, but, you know, luck favors the bold. You got to be good to be lucky, lucky to be good. So they find themselves up 2-1 with 3 minutes left, just over, and it's anyone's series, but it's looking to be Yoruba's right now.
Yep, they certainly have got an advantage. Not just the goal, of course, the game as well. What can Norns do to stop your prediction from being right? That is all that is important here. No one cares about the bracket. We just need to make sure that the win a lot does not win this time.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's win a lot, not win all the time, so I could be wrong. But we will find out soon enough with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. Mystics looking for the double. He misses. Oh, my goodness. It's just a couple of poor plays from the Norn side, Dane, and they find themselves really facing a loss here.
I don't know what to say.
I know. Dane, it's really shocking.
Yep, it is. It certainly is. 3-1. We have just about played 2 minutes. And they're looking to make it 4. Mythics off the backboard. Can't quite find the ball into the middle. Or somehow can. Is there a third person on the attack? No, there is not. Jax, very impressive catch in the air. Gets the flip reset onto the side wall as well. Nobody's defending the net. Looking for some bumps as well for good measure. Just to rub some salt into the wounds of this Norn side. Big Hack and Prize. Gets the ball fired towards them. It's going to bounce off the side wall. Rubik's pops the ball all the way over. It's not going to go straight in. And Jax with a beautiful touch once again. Jax playing an important role. Gets a good touch and a bumper for good measure.
I have to say, you're absolutely spot on about Jax. It's a great save by Mystics. He has been everywhere and nowhere. He's just been very timely, right? He's exactly where he needs to be over and over again. As he... Oh! Yes. A goal! Dane, again, from a whiff on the midfield here. Ah! It just wasn't finding its way in, and then it does. Dane, we have a game.
Yeah, off the post as well. Jax, nothing you can do about that, but it started from a whiff on the attacking side as well, you have to say. It could have been a goal much sooner than it was.
You're right.
But are they going to be able to equalize very quickly? Yes, they are! It's 3-3 in a matter of seconds. They equalize here, and that is about as demoralizing as it gets if you're on Yoruba.
It has to be. The mentals have got to stay strong here, Dane. It's not even over. It feels like they're losing now because of the momentum. But it's only 3-3, and they have a series lead. They have to remember that, and they got to start playing some good Rocket League off the start here.
Well, we're all tied up once again. This time, situation slightly different. A big bump comes in, and the shot's going to be wide. Are you kidding me? It was completely open, and they can't put it away. That was a perfect opportunity. You're not going to get a more open goal than that.
No, you got to remember that moment specifically if this game goes not the way of Yoruba, because that could be absolutely a game changer. As they have another opportunity here. It's saved away. Maybe he didn't hit that with everything he needed there, but they find themselves going back. A huge demo. This should open up some space. It gets touched in the midfield for Big Hacks. It's going to be up. And who else besides Jack intercepting again?
Yep, everywhere on the pitch. Absolutely everywhere. but they cannot rely on Jax being everywhere. If you do that, you start getting into a dangerous game, and Jax now once again on the attack, leading this team across map by map, back and forth, leading the offense, leading the defense, and that is not going to help them at all as Jaguar taken off the pitch entirely. Lovely pinching clear. Rubix is going to be first back onto that one. No, it bounces awkwardly off the wall. 30 seconds left. Are we going to see a winner in regulation? Do we need overtime? The ball pops up. Mythics is there. Can't find the shot, and Rubix will get a clear.
Well, do we dare say we're going to see some overtime? I don't want to curse anyone, but it's starting to look like overtime is on the cards here, Dane.
You say that. You say that. The fake. First one. Oh, no! Spot Jax to get the goal. Surely they've won it now. 11 seconds left. Yoruba in front once again. That is a fantastic team play. The defense are in shambles. Nothing they can do about that one. What do Norns have left in the tank? 10 seconds to go.
Surely not. Surely not, right?
No! It has to be now. It has to be now. Big Happy Prize! Oh, 0 seconds!
No, it's in! It's in! Whoa, Dane, why don't you said it? It's just surely would take a miracle. And Dane with the call. It does. The prayers have been answered, and we're going to overtime.
It's not over yet. They haven't got themselves a game 5 yet. They are still at the mercy of overtime. Yoruba now trying to settle things. Jax, oh, he had the boost. He had the boost, but it's not over. Big Hack and Fries gets a good 50 there in the defensive position. This is huge for Launch now. They need this goal to take us to Champions Field. Ball back into the red half. Jaguar can get it past one. Change is going to keep it out of harm's way for the time being. Rubix can't quite get that shot in towards net, and now back on the attack. Oh, it's a lovely ball off the sidewall. Jax is going to get it clear. Very little time left in this one. Rubix is up, but Jax again gets the save. Big Hack and Fries gets the goal that they need. We go to game 5.
Game 5, Pete! Game 5! We're going to game 5 just as it was feeling like all was going Yoruba's way. With 10 seconds left, they were up 4-3. A minute later, they're going to game 5. Can you believe it?
What have we just watched? We thought it was all over.
Dave.
11 seconds left and they concede. And now we see them take the victory. A 0-second goal and then another one in overtime to make it a hat-trick. Big Hack and Fries saving Norns' dreams of winning this final game in the play-ins. And now we go to Champions Field. How do you even think about predicting this? Yoruba's mental has to be down the drain, surely, right? There's no ways they can come back from this feeling any confidence at all.
No, that's when a good in-game lead is really important. A guy with a lot of games under his belt. You know what I mean? A guy to say, hey, if you told me right now we start this game and we'll be in game 5 and all we have to do is win 1, I'll take it. Forget everything that's happened. Let's come play right now and let's get this done.
Champions Field. Champions Field. It is...
Not much more needs to be
It
said
is
there,
Champions
is it,
Field. There's nothing else that you can say about it. Everyone knows Champions Field. Personally, I barely ever win any of my games at Champions Field. I don't know, it's like a weird mental block thing. Even though it's one of my favorite maps, you know, it just never goes my correct way. They play under the names of the champions, and that is a lot of pressure. But not as much pressure as it being a game 5 at the end of the play-ins. Where will these teams end up in the playoffs bracket? That question is about to be answered in approximately 5 minutes.
Cannot wait. If it's more than 5 minutes, that means we know what's happened, and that would be tough on the nerves. I think one thing to remember for people, fans at home watching, it's hard to imagine how hard it's going to be. It's going to be in. We might have to get back to that in second game because we have an opening goal in the first 10 seconds again. Like we said, the thing you want to avoid happens again from Jax, making a great double touch into the middle.
Yeah, well, so far the team that scored in the first, 10-15 seconds has won the game. It doesn't matter how they've won the game. They might have been behind with 11 seconds left, but they still managed to come out with the win. But yeah, it's not looking good for Norns as it stands now. However, it is looking good for my prediction and not so good for yours. So that's one thing I'll take away from this series, is that even if I get the team wrong, I've got the score right at least. Jax, very nearly gets it past the defender and gets the demo. Oh, gets demoed for his troubles. Are they going to try and make it two? Mythics can't get there, and it's very scrappy on the back line. Somehow Rubix pops the ball back down towards Jaguar, and they get the ball somewhat clear as Mythics again. It has to be tipped onto the backboard by Big Hack, and Fries had a brilliant follow-up save as well. Now gets the clear, saving the team in game number 4, and now saving them again here in game 5, keeping them at just a goal disadvantage.
Yep, and I know a couple of people are saying this doesn't look like GZ2, it doesn't look like this. As Jax is up, it could be off the crossbar, but you have to remember, guys, nerves play a factor, okay? Your hands are shaking when you're playing at this level, and there's a lot on the line. It's not as easy to perform at the level that these guys have to, so let's give them some credit on that. As Mystics could score here, he just gets it too wide. What an unfortunate touch, Dane. That could have really put them in a good spot, as Jax might anyways.
Oh, it's looking good for them now. When you've got a player like Jax, who is literally everywhere on the pitch at all times. That is a beautiful finish there as well. Lovely little pass into the midfield too. Lovely finish, and a lovely 2-goal lead after a minute and 30 seconds played. They are 2 goals up in this game 5. They are looking to take this series away. They're looking for a 3rd goal as well. The bump on the goal line isn't quite enough, and change can't quite make it 3. But now what can Rubix do? Not much, as Jax gets a lovely touch into the back of the pitch. There's another shot as well. Big Hack and Fries can get a touch, but it won't be enough. Mythics now back onto the score sheet again for the 2nd time in this game, and with 3 minutes to go, Norns find themselves 3 goals down. Do they have enough to get back into this game, or are we seeing the series finish in front of our eyes?
It's hard to imagine. I mean, they've just been tempting fate over and over again. Oh, what a save by... Wow! That really could have changed the game, as we almost spoke too early, but they've been just tempting fate with how close they have been to losing. Is it, have they run their luck now, is what you have to ask. This could be in. Wow, Jack, did you see that from Jax, Dane? That was absolutely amazing. Get off the backboard and back into the defensive area to make the 2nd save.
Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful stuff on the defense, as we've seen so many times. Big Hack and Fries now delaying the flip, but a little bit too much, and again, cannot get past that one player that's been everywhere on this pitch. A lovely save there. Lovely defensive touch by Jaguar, and has to be back on it again. Jax in the corner, pops it in, gets blocked, and nobody there for this follow-up. As the red side try once more. The pass in the middle, there's a defender in the way, but lovely play again. It's looking very promising for them. You can see the confidence starting now.
Yeah, and that's a scary thing, isn't it? Is Yoruba guys starting to feel confident? That was the one thing we thought was going to hurt them, and they came in really strong this match. Oh, a huge demo. Could open up some space. Both teams not giving up yet. There's still some time to do some damage, but if it's going to happen, it has to happen soon.
It definitely does. You do not want to be in an 11-second situation like we just saw. Again, you need to get these goals, and you need to get them now. 100 seconds left in this game, and they go down by 4. Surely that's everything. Jax gets their 2nd, and Yoruba easily a hand on the upper brackets in the playoffs.
Amazing play by Jax, and he's quickly becoming my favorite player. I can tell you that. I know you called it from a long time ago, but 4-0 with a minute 30 seconds and Jax on the field, surely no way back.
They can still throw. I've seen crazier things happen.
I've seen it.
We've all seen it. No doubt that everybody's seen a 4-0 victory. You go the other way. It's Rocket League, you know, these things happen. But with a minute left, it's not looking very likely. Jax wants the hat trick. Mythics is almost going to get it. Not changed, not quite on the score sheet just yet. Mythics already has 2 to the name. Jax is almost going to make it 3. Mythics does though. It's 5 to the good. Norns, well, they know it's over by this point. They've got 56 seconds to score 5 goals. it's all over.
Playing for pride now. They want to break that goose egg on the top part of the field, and I don't even blame them for wanting to do that, but I kind of hope they do. Get one, see where this game goes, but just for their own pride, put one in the back of the net here. What another great save by Jax, not only saving the ball, but pushing it into a space that his teammates get to it first in a high-pressure area. I don't know what you have to say about this Jax kid, but he's getting my MVP for today for sure.
Oh, absolutely. There should be no question about that. And the Hacker Fry is playing dangerous games. I guess it's not really dangerous at this point. You're already losing them. Wow.
Wow.
Another great save by Jax. I mean, what more do you have to say? You just look at the stats already. 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 saves, 4 shots to their name, and that's just in this game. You can't really say the same. Well, never mind, it's 3. I'll just take that back immediately. 5 shots, 3 goals, 2 assists, 2 saves. But yeah, 6-0. That's not a good scoreline. Compared to the matches that we've just seen, Norn's coming back from a goal down with 11 seconds left for them to score a 0-second goal and an OT winner, and then come and get beaten 6-0. Really, that's a big difference there, like a massive difference.
It is. A lesser man might say we should have just lost the last game. That's how I've said it before. What was the point? But that going in, they're going to have to shake that off, talk to each other after the game, and maybe just realize that they were beat by the better player today. I know Rocket League is a team game, but sometimes the better player gets the best of you, and it looks to me like that's what happened today. That's what happened in Game 5. Jax happened.
Jax did happen. A very big amount of Jax happened. Like, that was really awesome, especially in that final game. The link-up players were just fantastic. 6-0 at the end. Are you kidding? Like, that is nuts. After the series that we watched, which was quite close. Yes, they did seem to always have the edge, Yoruba, but
yes,
it was still very even, and you don't just get 2 goals past you and not more than 11 seconds in OT. It just doesn't happen that often if you're that much of a better team. But here we are.
You're right.
6-0 in that last game. That stings. That really stings.
It's going to sting for me. It would sting for about 24 hours. I'd take a break from it stinging for about 24, and then it would come back for another 24, and then I'm usually good. But for these guys here, all is not lost. They go into a different side of the bracket, which we are seeing right now. As we see here, they're going to be moving. Norns will be moving into the lower side. Which is fine. Yoruba and Disorder will be the next matchup that we'll be seeing. Do you know when that's happening by chance, or do we have anything on there?
Oh, I'm not actually sure.
I'm not sure either. It's a trick question. Might not be scheduled yet, but if it is, we'll find out for you. Yeah, here's the playoffs bracket here. We'll be seeing further in. So it's going to be... Oh, I see that. I see. Let's see what they're doing here now. Yoruba and Arena Tribe will be playing in Disorder, and Rubus move on to the next side of the playoffs there. I see that. And then we have Norns versus Uranum and Nightfall versus Mirage. That makes a lot more sense. That's what I was wondering, but that's fine. As we move forward into these playoffs, it's been quite the amount of drama, especially with that last game. Imagine a Norns-Yoruba rematchup. Wouldn't that be insane?
Well, it will take a lot to get there. Yoruba, they only have to win 2 series to get there to the finals. Norns, they've got to win 3. That's the difference between the upper and the lower bracket. And then not only that, you get to the final, you've got to reset the bracket because, of course, the team in the upper bracket, they've not lost yet. You have to lose twice to be eliminated, so you still have to lose twice if you get to the final from the upper bracket. So the team from the lowest has to win 2 best of 7s, I believe it is. In those finals as well. So that is the benefit of staying up in this upper bracket, is you have a lifeline that you can count on in the playoffs. The lower bracket, they don't have that. So it is going to be a very interesting next week or so, I think, that we've got for the rest of the play-ins and the playoff brackets to begin as well, to end off this RSC season. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it as well, as we believe we are good to go for today. Dane, it's been an absolute pleasure. We just seem to get matched up in these crazy games sometimes. But I hope to see you again in the booth soon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a brilliant series here that we've just seen, going to Game 5, as we all love to see. Chat, you've been great as well, so thank you everybody in the chat, going back and forth. I still say last week's chat was better. Don't blame me.
Maybe
it's not my fault.
we should have done a wave. Maybe we should have done a wave, Dane. We missed on
Can
an
we get a
opportunity
Mexican
to
wave
do
in the
it.
chat? Do we have enough people in the chat to get a Mexican
On the way
wave
out?
started?
On the way out, can people type wave? Is that a thing? The crowd is still there after the game is done, still buzzing from that 6-0. Oh, there's a couple of waves going in chat right now as before we end here. Oh my goodness, the waves are starting. It's coming in here. I don't know. I see 2. I mean, it's good enough for me. Even though it's just us doing it in real life as well. Always just us, Dane. I'll forever keep it like that. I'd have it no other way. Oh,
Yes!
they're coming in. Coming in.
They're
Oh!
Yeah!
Oh, we did! We stuck with it long enough. We got annoying and they said, fine, we'll do it. We'll do the stupid wave for you guys. Thank you, guys. Huh. Couple of ways. All right, well, that's our sign-off, isn't it, Dane?
Yep, that is everything that we have got. But we have got a lot of streams coming up on RSC EU, so make sure you stick about every evening pretty much. We've got stuff going on. It feels so. Lots of important matches to play. Rest of play-ins. We've got loads of playoff matches as well. I will give Gaz a dab as well, just because, you know, why not? The memes. And we've got a lot coming in from Sir Win a Lot as well. I've been Dane Fair. We've got Sir Win a Lot and Source up in the production booth as well. Thank you all very much for watching, and we will see you very, very soon.
See you guys.
I'm the storm that beats the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Who you think you are? Who you think you
and try and let go of the old days. I got too much on my mind right now. Too much going down right now. Will I wake up before I hit the ground? How do I escape my troubled mind? Need to slow it down right now. Kick it with some slate, just cool it down. I believe in me, myself, oh my. I'ma just do me, live my life. How would you notice? How would you notice if I just let go? How would you notice? How would you notice if I just let go?